didn't na yente asem asesa. The role of the family. And they say, so what this be free na mo babo ama na ni mo agu ase. Yes, sin and tuma go about it. Ama now, okra be wa you say we defend Lumba bia wanya asem. Ubaji di kekrama ho. Hey. Wow. Sabin produce I came out one day Oheneba. Ba me ba out ni gina say. Me tell say innuendos, insinuations, implying say odo broni any nipa bi na ekun Lumba. Mu ina ma antibi. Then on radio and I'm say me go one day and I mean text message. Oheneba call me Lumba. And I say do to you ya na. Miss me ni free sa wo. Na so me tra na ma hebia ni obi na ye me wrof. E na me frɛ no no a. Also me here will help for me pom to me ba clinic ho. And I'm so microphone mu dudun to me ma me ba fie. Oheneba in short no. We call Lumba fee every day. The medical report, you say doctor patient confidentiality. Undi club ya de. Na me kemu asam wa kira obeka say nyame so say Lumba etna say 10 years. Me call no 10 years time I'm starting more na edi 10 years. Ebe on wan so survival for 10 years. Timene ne kasa me catch any pain say wo yankopon yanku nyanwi. A lot of disorders in the body. A lot. It was that day. From there na me ni benya asa yonko fa me ma na ma me clinic ho. Me ama me di aduru koma na ofie. Me cheche ni nuane a wonya adi. Ti me ma me wife. E ko ne ho a no training odoburo ni nuane a wonno ama no. Me ko kan we wo said do mu di matemu ame fele are.
O fele are.
Ah jawa. Me nya ne better. Asi say me person me imply say me mazampu bi say o ka kire me say ye poison no. Na me lie. O kire me baby a ye poison no ne se ne a o ka sas me no wo su because o so mo dey fa fufuom. It would be here na onya crisis e ko do hospital no mu twa scan. O mu twa scan no e no mu nsa di round bi di da ne yam. Ti abrofo doctors ne fe say e cocaine wa memere. Asa me kan bi je no tweda mponya kopa anim. Me ye pani I don't lie. Ti abrofo ne hu sa no wo mo dwene sa kwa na me mini cocaine. Mo fa ne to no onwu. Ohema Lumba kasem wa no usu. No mo to ne twene ye. Oda ho be 2 hours. No onwu ye. Ntim kese pa na me ka kire one no. Oda ho be 2 hours no onwu. No say akwa na cocaine wa me mini no onwu ye. Ti yankusa nkwohwe. No mo say chas kan na ade na nane. E kire wo say adageste. Eti ho na fedi o mu titi no mu say poison. Bisi bi gino tweda mpo anim na me kasa mu wi. Lumba kasa na wusu. The man has really suffered. And no na worsen na yade no. Eti on air na omo ye nimu de eku no ye nimu de eku ne ekoye postmortem na me di we ye example. Men kan sebe maami akoso say wa na poison. I didn't say that. Ono akasa nso kan say yes, I namfo bi. He told me. And I was very happy say Kofi Ntisuba later. Ebe confirm me say was say namfo the poison no. Efiro na yade ye bebre. I know his medical report. Menya medical doctor. I practice natural medicine. License 1. Ono anso ba me no humu a me de mo ana. Me change na dua me ma na me yire ko ni fie ko kire nas enema woni. They know every secret concerning the disease. Pacho wutie me. Then I use this as example say munya say postmortem na postmortem. In can say any postmortem. The eye na is okay. Yem koja ne kwan. Na won home na wabre. Wa musa makoka de yenka. Atem didie ne kwa da mitimi nka bi ba me ka ba akon. Obi ka kire say mitikoto nyansa bi ani. Mitikoto nyansa ni. And I'm look at this. Adana butiti Lumba sa. Adai. Dia make bia ne say abusuafo amutie mi Lumba ya modehye o. Ye de ya spectators. Dia mo ye ne da ho twen mo. Etimo obi ansaranda na se 13 fo ye nkosie Lumba. After that obi apeso ye bia no monye. Sa wo ba twen manso so be kasan yo. Na mo pesa mo step the role of abusuapani de mo yeti. no chieftains will support you because be an busunya penny be here and a boni so on your best son idiom a be yet no it won't necessarily say a crown and this year no. Why don't we know this? As a see who a busunya penny ordinary now sabe wayama o here family tree a ka family tree any day family tree no any day
Arnold.
What's the family is
like Ebusieti?
Obo family tree. That's Obo family tree.
Yeah, until the time me dey family tree assemble mo. But some say Ebusiapen ko nye moja. Ya ka family tree any day. Eduane si on branches. Enti stem no ene maame a odi ka pa account for na ye come material no. Stem no ene maame odi kan ya nasefo etreko ti etreko ni na ye branches ana meboa ti ye dra ubo maami odi kan no ono kra so no ye he edua ne root na e ancestors no ai bia ye nimu wo mo because generation after generation ti ye bastem na branches na ekọ ti ye draw Lumba busua family tree a branches no abusua pani ka ho etina ye to abaye abusua pa ye yi no eti se Lumba nko awu ya na etimi ka se abusua pani nya blood. What am you check it? That's say a pekwan bi ability man no na chese ye twi afade so e no bi bia so beka se ayi si akama mu a eye man na run ye o twantro oba suggest chena busua pe no po be fa pa won fa
oba di
dabi ye ofia. It's all about abusua pani la ya o question busami chiro mu.
No, contrary to expert witness, Safo can tank or buy.
No, opani wa la ya wa ante Safo can tank dey na say.
It's documented. I say. I have.
And I say.
I have it here.
And I say.
Let me be.
Wa ante ase because mami chiro mu. Tio wa ante ase. Obi wu a e wo fia eye busua pani. Ne mo o consult ma no.
Okay.
I feel like we'll chill.
Or consult man, but information we dig about say a man is here. Almost say man organize a year. Oh, lawyer. Information a bit do about no.
Okay.
Sir, me wadaji me tie. One more said one face on Kasama mame. I'm say one or dobru me tie obi ade me wadaji. Ten year information what bonten say a ma and see obi. Etomu nyama Lumba sisters sinsie no
ntimpacho se obra wu a wan na esie no
obra wu a eya busuapani
ebusuapani
yes
na o maami su wu
o maami wu a eya busuapani na woni maami nkla ha na ma me papa wu ye me papa wu abusua ye meeting na busua ka se monko pe besia wo munim se bia ne bakora wusika wu they are rich be yon papa yi but on be catch them say mon kopa besia before be kasa mon kopa besia ne ye be discussion ahwe budget ya ye de be ye no abusua ni nyina o yes okay ye we de Lumba ye de ye de 100 billion e be ye wi a wo munim so o ma 2 bi a e hye o mo ho eso ye nkasa mo na mo fa sika me say mon kopa besia mara the pacho oti ade na say na mo de bisika ne be ye mo sika o by indirect way say e ye abusua sika ye wie no a obi asika wode ba ye betia ma wo
okay
enna mo amo wo sika na mo misa mo papa mo pesa mo yeshu eboro so a mo besra busua pani se obi antana nche ye pese ye papa yi eno mo sra o besra ansa etulumba maame wu ya mesa wu ye no obi anim se ono ana ye yi no enso wo sra busua pani waje permission
ansan
yes esane ye na kamam me papa ye friend ye Ntim kwa utafo owu ye Oheneba me pe na me ye na yi but abusua ni hia manka so obi anyina nche me be ye yi abusua ni hia no busa se de sika se ne be ye ene ye toato adwene de no very well se me ana me ye ene obi soja se de 5 billion na so 5 ndi so ye nya ne 7 afena abusua pa se enkopa be se amara. And so I took over the funeral. Ye wi ebu akonta na ye ti wa bi obi adi sika free ya dey aman na ye na ye well organized enti wo ba onua ba nsore nye ni si ne bra ye is never true Eya busia pani.
Inti aje se ni nua ba no esre busia pani.
You consult busia pani.
No the ye de ma no. Ni nua ba no.
Na so odane ama wo. Otawachi.
Me pa che se eye ni nua be ma e na efrim. Inti obetumi asre busia pani no. Se okay, ebia ye kope busia koye yi. Na me fosti anase Brempoma. Me wo se sika na mo abone ebia if I say 200,000 me wo ho te me so se fe yie ni ma me na me ye obetumi asre
utimi nsre ne sase emfa yie ma wo na wo ye yanka ne sa o beboa ama abusa pani atawachi ye nim say ye sika
okay nti wo beboa
yes enya sabe produce
wo beboa na wa
enya business ne de ama wa ye na wato profit
it is ya be ma de obetumi aye
dabi the point ne say bibia hinge on abusia pani power say free ne ba ho say fini nua ba ho say free obiara wo de ye further investigation na ka chem say meboa
oh sa na me de ne
yes sabe so na o ma me ne free man papa enti wo hema wo igi na abusia pani ye de ope enso obia nim say udi ene udi bre bibia gina wo so
me je permission o de man
better but won say Lumba de it's like abusia pani is nobody. Every day your allegation tia no your allegation tia abusia pani. Wo bo wa yes say. Wo yes sir yes say. O onye free. To wo ye bibi kro wo soro. Left and right. So that day ye de maso anase day. Obi antimi se put the puff abusia pani da. It's not done any how two for makwan. Wo hini bi e makwan. Okay. Wahini be a makwan. It's not done. Enya can culture, enya shanty culture. It's not done anywhere. It is say one more feel say na. They should throw the towel. Then 10 time ye nyina come over Lumba. Ye ho ye meta mochi. People are ready to help Lumba. Eja ne kwama ya mo kele obia me kan ni interest impo obia moral. Awra ho ana we mu na asa mo kel na wo hia we ya fede ya bremo kura fede ya bremo asa so mo nte de ya na it pains me say mo na asam ne come no mama outsiders e na esa de no sabe wo mo afo mo team liga ni to na firi mu fie wo mo afo team liga no wo mo sisei na o sisei na
yo do mo do Lumba
mo da hwan
mo do Lumba
yo
do mo do Lumba ntina ama omu pese pepe ye ebeba
pepe ye ne fan say ye no pese pepe ye ba anya sa na ye no on so camera na we so to obi abusia pani me we so to abusia pani me ba wo so me the court case be chase you usi so to obi so to abusia pani ya say aboa no utwa ni ti ada ka bia ya homa owo utwa ni ti a bia ka bia ya homa enti wabusia pani na ye tire of wabusia obi edi right na obi gunani mu ase a eye busia no
na we gunani
yes why do Ashantis always fight for their king otumfo ani gu ase Asantema na ani gu ase to we fight for otumfo sana busia so te etu je obi otenchen se won gu wabusia pani ani mu ase a eye ni twam wode besrew okay wode besrew. Why do you allow that? I mean, two abusian pennies or the two pack. I don't call away.
Why do you have to move?
I said,
now I have to move.
When you are the atono, it is when you are the atono, they are name. I said to park in your warrior. Ah, sir. And my bone. It's in the middle of sense. Oh, I am a choir mudi Lumba. Eh, Lumba Brosa. Munya abusia pani no anya na yie. Accountability ebesi. Sika bi ebefu Lumba yie mu ontwi fa kapren fa ba bia. He can't try. Na me ka wote ase. Me wanya na yie abusia. Ye what and she said ye sorry ya keke ne ye rules ne da ho he ya mamre ne ya hyehyɛ to fitete obi esa ho a emfa de oso obeye kuna amamre da ho ubetimi afolo a no atumi ayesa kuna na eno so da ho na ye de wo fam ana ba nu hu kura so ka so obeye kuna ya do famu a wadware ye nyina be hyehyɛ ma wo star de bedware ensu abedware aduane abedi wanam abetu wonna mu nyina ye cheke wo uni privacy wo ye kuna uni privacy wo damere wa me ntam every night for 1 year yes ye bibi betesa
For 1 year.
Oheneba nya beto ye kase kuna
Obey for 1 year.
O private part kwa de ntwuma be penti ho na ye de ade bi ato wasene ye de key ene tu aboba
Enabrim.
yes ene kwa ya limit no ye de beto wasene key ne represent se be over jana na ya tum samani nya kwa me no me ye sex
Hey. When you na kakuna.
Ekakuna no ye be ya berewa be
Consummation after death.
Hey.
Jade ne ade beto wasene no key ka ho na tu aboba nyina chekere ne ade ato wasene ko bu say ade na ye de key ni kire say ya to vagina no
Ya to ade.
Say the sama no say be o medi
Nti mpacho na sama ya me pacho aha me interest me ni je person bisa say kuna na ye kan nyina ye wo ho niam ye
serious one pusa pani bia
mpacho endebrim AI level ya ye wo ni Gen Z obi kunu ewu ame ye de ade na achechire no eni boba no em obi kitaki no
bibi kakra bi ne ye film ye koni pure wana
ye koni pure
yeah de ye film no de ye film no pay ye kane no nka sabe odoburo ni ba bi oti wo se ye mani free ho ye tu fie no kane na enen so PNDC lo 11 ne ade oba okitamba o pamonko fie be ne ye bu ye ne aguso eso no kwa ne proper wana esese ye tum
okay
ba se ye tum enye yie nkwala ni nti
okay
no ye one
okay
and a canon so yet me unifunu ne da in some tribes se se yi no mo na firim dem onia ma che so ye kunafo wadwade ye wadidie ene de ye nyi wan kora firimu
okay
ye do be hye oba panin sa wo control o vagina na be penti so ntwoma ye di clay ye be penti so public ho no esoro ho
so be dware o
wadwade ne be sa tambia merwa ne di wachi uwie bia udware wie bia be penti anya better if you are going proper ekuna
Afana emi was right.
oh
So in this
guys hard
Yeah.
But we
have to learn.
But kakra meditation there. Minimum say when the one you film but impediment dreams to the day. Article 26 plus 2 of young constitution. Any customary any cultural practices be dehumanize Nipebia, it is automatically abolished. Also still I know over painting where you also know you from the brush if you dehumanize somebody
automatically book be on come first I mean me in chelo
so if it is deemed there it's really a dehumanizing and it's still there automatically.
This one doesn't dehumanize. No. You don't fam said you better free someone home. Not someone may how. It's allowed. So the same constitution is freedom of religion. Allowed kind. The same constitution. When so your religion need be a practice. What that Roma? Mobile me kwana men kind of where ye osofu bi ye fe na na kwa atia manfo e na ochoro sa buku yi
okay
mami kind this page on kuna okunafo dware mprensa da bia ne nsuo nwinu nkoa e na obedware yes nsuo nwinu nkoa na obedware nsuo no nso esese wode ebo tum. So it doesn't dehumanize anybody. Mamre. Essence de all share kunani no so no ejina ne ho abribi obedware. Wono na she bathroom ha wodware ojina also. No privacy. Where your current are you modernizing no.
No, that one no problem.
Thank you.
But
say odware nso a essence oje nsuo kakra wo bokiti no ase. Na de wo hwe ne so no abefa kohwie gu amane e kire se wonyunu nto okunafo wo fie enti wo mane koda Ntim by 7-6 we wura dem dada akoda oh yes 1 year eda wode okunafo yi behye kunamu no de esese obu ada de na yede be start to no food unidi aduane esese odi kosi se obedi aduane a esese odi ekosi se obedi na wotwe da no ene aduane a wapo ho aye aduane ya so ho
okay to say etan
like eko egbe mi
okay
emone sani
okay rice water
ya po ho
because so obedi na wotwe da
yes bio esese okunafo
omanye
bio ensese okunafo no nko ada
ensese okunafo no nko
yes so danso a oni hu kwan se okasa
ewo kuna
yes so wadanso a esese wada ema mpanifo mienu Ntam ensese kane anso pa ne ho anadwo nyina ne aso bobosu nchan. This is a modern book written by Nana Kwatia Manfo. Dia hawo
ntie
na kuna no said ye wote kuna doso no wase said ye wote kuna doso ne se obema obefa kuna ba no make us start from here. Make us start from here. Kuna doso na mepe
kuna ne ti Germany a when you
when since me
one e goda ne nche
na botre
ha wasa srabue se omo kunafo no na woni kuna no oni kuna no mara nyina so kuna doso no enema wode yeni entomago ana duku bi a wapam ene wode bo ketewa bi ene atuduro abo ano ene safoa ne de ato wasene wo kire mu kofeda obeka kire o se safoa no ye de close ubajana se de samane ema me sex ya mamre eno de ntwa mu they practice it eti o pese o ye proper kuna na o maka keka na they will take you through this.
And this is the few man penny na
ye we and the be mama
yeah man to o ma be down cha wine
yes
e 1 year na so
busa penny na be select wo mo
e de 1 year na 6 months
o ye no 1 year
Then patrol kunafo obetumi akọ ejuma like you know like daily activities say mesoriano pa say
penny awatie nyina no
ejuma bi enim
yes
eni say oye ejuma
there be albo black o fie penny ye kan nyina no but what am I say eti akan proper kuna ne woma yi bi afiri mu te say body funu ne na but when we they still do it they still do it pa men putu fear in anybody unless be a ignore no na say kuna pa dia you go by this okay when a man here then we say organize a year there sending na kan yi no under the proper supervision of abusunya pani yempia abusunya pani nyina nchan e wo bibia mu nua ba bia ntimi nya obi aye e ba bia ntimi nya ne papa ye ye ba ma akwan ye abusunya pani na e ma wo kwan o kasa wo mpani a wonni hweye o kasa wo mpana ne bibia ye kwawufuo uwa yetimi de da papa fie eno kro mo gi permission maamefo ne person mo de wo kwa o maame side for they seek permission otherwise say de da wo papa fie etina kwawufuo mfa agani agoro no so ni nyina so pusa pe ne be ma permission dia make question na so hema ka Lumba ntimi so for this fate wo bra ye te ase se abusua pe ne so ye na yie na obi amfa bi mfifiri nchen ma enka bibia kokama na abusua pani ni akosebo no wo chena sei obi ye na adwe se wo panishe abusua pa ye Lumba na mugu na nimu ase Lumba abusua fo monte ase saa na Lumba di na so enka kire se be kora no yie enka kire di ya Lumba ageda ho no na kasa be sika be mamo anya kora bi ni Lumba be mamo anya sika mo ambo na mo ya masa sika ni nyina ekọ sa sika ni nyina ekọ
mate me das da Jiga honorable Collins was sending a message between Ono and Dr. E.T. Akono or say Dr. S0N message, good afternoon. I humbly request the return of the seed money of 200 Ghana cedis. Thank you. 200,000. Aye.
Yeah, okay, 200.
I'm up for investment.
200,000 Ghana cedis. And I say Mr. Edward Atta or responding into Uyawe.
And I make a say, Sikano, ye 1 week in the year. A cabia or hubiano. Ye training
What one mubu akonta?
Me hobby, Bibia me hobby. Bibia me hobby. Say, yeah, anywhere no. Be after 1.5 or 2 months, or yeah, anywhere no. A copia him fear or moka say, committee ni yenguna na mejimisika back e bae.
A case committee ni
yengunu no, ena mejimisika back bae. Nanka sata ma ye 1 week ni we no. Yeah, science signature no ne ntu kwai.
Mpacho.
Bangi na next kan room no. Na omunko holiday na o.
No, jiga mpacho usi mubu akonta. Akonta mpacho mubu mi se.
Oh. Like you person che bu akonta ma ye twia ka.
Obia.
Besia abusu pani so okobo ye no me sign bi. Ye twia 400,000.
Mo de man.
Ye de man.
Okay.
Me last person na ko sign.
Okay.
Ena omuma eti asese ka o bia ye de ye twia man no oyade pa yiti. Tente di ye chase ni na oni twia mai. But the minimum say 200,000 or the chair. Because who can some na dance anyway, you try some nibion near the air dance. Sata my year 1 week in the year no. I then a ye treat a care woman say 200,000 yanya day, yen young coachia. Yankan was some soda. Say a train a cabi or chinechi and I send a ye coachia.
But your time Momuko Giscano or Mubo Wamani.
You can say. Ye be pebesia. Mr. Collins Uswa mankwa oyade pa 1 week no oboa pa oboa pa but baby no creda bia no ye de beto eye no so nkabusia pani kra ba no kita bibi kakra se ebia de mi woni nti ehun se ye we so ti e ko pebia ba nti sa besia no ne we na ye Yewura Collins Uswa mankwa
onu di enimu.
Okay. But my own say 200,000 na Mr. Itidima no. Or the achema ye na ye cry danase after 1 week no. And I make us say we na ka obi 400,000 besa na ekoye na ya san ye akotwa. Ye twa bibia nti sa 200,000 no. Edi nti na ya nkotwa. Aye ka say ye gu committee no na say ekotwa. Afide osi ye genisika. Ena nche. Na uncle can simbi na efa baby menene nya adwene na o ka bibi say Lumba nua ma mo pese ye nua no ye nim say ayi sifia pacho mi wi abu na o ka simbi men ka say o so pese because why can you say
Lumba nua ma ne pese wo di si anu
almost say like enua ma pese o mo ji ye na say me aha metin
I didn't say that mankasa me kire se obi wu a enye ni nua ba na ye na yi ne ma nye na yi enye busua pani na wo pese wo bo a wo sere permission.
Okay,
that's what I said.
You are 100% right because me papa yeah na me ya santini sebi na Ghana for obi anim say santefo de ye festival ye ka ho nti akra wadi even 15 years kra-nim aye hu bibia Lumba sebi oyo disha ye na nim say nko okodi hene ena osaka asembia ye mede say entina ya santima mu yemfa ahensem ni agro ugu ohene bia nim ase a amenye na chese ye na yewura otumfo na ogu na nim ase asem ne kwa ahemfie no yewura otumfo ro ne namu mpa
ho mankasa be say ohene na ye yiti entu ugya me egu ohene na nim ase a enu nti na santefo e protect otumfo reputation
because one mu ohene bia who go to for any mass.
Yes, I'm Kano.
Sir,
it was soon for the example.
Example,
me say abusuan pani na ugu na nimu ase, ugu abusuan nimu ase.
And I say Ntina ya sentiment yen for
me the example analogy.
No na make am na basis no me dey refer o as because otumfo tukwa o run na mu mpaboa hye na another dey so aba me makono omutimi meeting say omufra abusu apani kro otimi ka say o me ma me koye me ka
anya no kore
no kre na me ho eye no kre anya yesi na me ka eye no kre okay na anya anya true ya follow de no see allow me yes no
be clarify
me say na me ho bi me ka say me ti yo na me ohobi na nada de so aba me kono ho de bia this instance when incredible entina nyese obi se na meka na me ohobi ye ko ya se na platform abusapania di bank sa uncle allow me ka se me ti na me ko na me ohobi enna mo se de untimi ntoto na se because abusapani ne si ne to hu post okita mo na nye post
ba se so mo toto na se
ana wonim e ya ono na ama ntoto ase na ba
onya hwe ya wanema mienu abusia pani di tumu a enkansem na anema tu no mo hwe ono
Mr. Lumba mi aba Dabi so
menu kasa yenti ba ti say nya na abeka ye din
me para cho
you know say the so is being produced me pa cho yen ko
maame no exas ye no sika create mi ba o so dabi yen fama abusia pani no fa befa ka obeto sniper
maame ben ya
maame akoso
ya bodino
ninti na memetia anyway osumumi first kani na ma ofa but edru baby yesi abusua pani o yenka se enua pani enti ye abusua ni na no pani no enti bi mumi se abusua pani se ye ba ye da bai na abusua fi wakosi table ho se abusuafo mum na se ye di se ni se na 20 na se ye ne da na se dabi oni abusua bia anwe bibia ho
kale anye tru men yasa anye tru abusua
pani wona anuafo ni di misi omo anan ti bibia meka bia meka me se meka se yesi
o de kan de ya nokore ma men ka se on frɛ abusua meeting da don't do that if ekodru wo hene
dan pachomba wa frɛ abusua meeting diga nya abote
pachomba meka se ma beba besi bibi so
me pacho yo kasa
sebi o ya start me se me free if you me moja abusua but me na meka nti meka se obisi o ye share na another day so abo emra form kita puma na ba o enti me ka anya se me de because me free obeda na makoka wa asem omo se abusua pani no oni abusua ni pani bia ndwe bibia ho
don't repeat it anya no correct
may repeat it 1000 times no
anya no correct
no
what chirem a lot of platform aha chirem
anti o de manen da manen kasa
because your time cry
me pa cho yon ko okay
and almost say a year be abasina at least empanimfo ene vote ye do ye abusua pani ti bibia ba abusua pani one said the makers asantifo ye festival ntini ye na yinima ye onhye ono I mean one or two empanimfo bi ofio o ka na mi ti sa ka sa abusua abontin sofo kraba abusua pani na na ti ne committee ade abontin sofo ni be shemu se ohia ye mo a which means wa my chance e betimi dey akan ye na sembi
but wa ma o chance be challenge no
obian challenge no
o ma o chance ya suggest pa no be fa
committee no yan hwe ne enkofa table we mesia na esi o table we be fata na so dabi table we mfata ye ho kwa se table na sem ye dey ye ka bi obi ntimi nkasa abusua pani ya so ogulumba honsa na obi ntimi nkasa committee ne ntimi nkasa dabi ungulumba honsa no ye na abusua asem na me kra de ya hye yi mi se menka no ho se ase lawyer ni ho a se de lawyer kisiama wayi ni nwie se omre ni junior se omre ntino sa pepepe
ya yi waka ho aho
aye ni ma me
ojinemu ma me ma me akoso abrimpoma yi share obra afio no oni fosti ena de me kire busua pani se of ntina me yesin trees for ntina me sign bi no
Oh, me pa chop papa.
Me too like me ma kakra. Me too like amana na.
We are beba no bi
ebisa. Me too like ma me we are.
So no kasa.
No say abro mo ye 1 week ni ade no. E na ma me bimpoma ye so sa go back to Germany. Bana meboa. E no mo ye say mu sinanem.
David ntisa.
Me ba ma me kan si.
Sinanem no nko na yenye wa.
Me chiro de nti akura san be ye signatory no bia wo afia me ya ma chiro.
Na me ameto ayi meet wo na wo be chire me de wa me no. Yeah, because na ye kofie ona ye dika ye meet ansa na 1 week whatever bibia ba so. Entinye ye 1 week we are Germany.
Ati ziga, una adi ziga no. Jiga.
Ono ye code drop.
Ya nya 1 week na nwi. Eye me say na ko sia me ma me no airport. Okay, ba me no me fie. Na like anya ye ba enti na ma me no mi hu no. Me ne tina mampon. Ansa na me ne bra e betina wa kra. Enti na me say me nye busuye ne su me busuye.
Jiga Ebenezer Opon so ni
Ebenezer
eye ni ba ansa na our line so person clear ET scan cancel
o send the way the ready ama majetu machechiro mu na
also person kasa so won say mama won say it's a produce show into their me bosses ebeka so first anipa na person clear thank you hello Ebenezer.
Hello.
About Cheche Kumpacho to say. Mpacho, yes, so person clear BB.
Yes, I want to clear viewer. You see, this program, this particular program, I'm for Shepa.
Okay.
I'm for Shepa.
Okay.
Now, Tigano, Pastor Busan said, you know, I do a point. Scanner the you could say from 400,000 and you 200 because I think we need from one. That's number one. The Ghana will home. Oh, maybe you're going to meet you at home. You meeting near Piscani Nippy. And the eating is sorry, say. At a young quaw need that the Lumba won't tea. Or maybe 200,000 Ghana cities as a seed money. Okay, you wait me. Yeah, what we can hear. It is coming. Okay, and there was a penny circle pay 400,000 at the captain. To cassette a honorable medium compare together with the compare 400,000 is true. Okay, but I think I say a fine UT a castle was set with the says connected. Okay, now the reason why. You take out the scanning and to quit the bay year on the say. Since can know, near bay year, Yakupia, other come near the year. Now, Odobuni or Loyanko. Okay? Odobuni Loyanko. And the Superior Loyanko. Now, it is a 7 Cafrat who is Canada losing. You never have access to your money. In Kayonkufa, Papano, a yitini that the Lumba won't know. He has to pay the legal fee for the running. It depends on that. Because it's kind of what they am I Busiano. Caucasic a year, but you say, oh, you to pay for the lawyers. It depends on that. And what request is in Scania, Emano.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That's number one. And what you can wear away. Why your words about my first can be a Jebusia. I'm fine to Busiano. One fine tale, what the boy Busia with no interest. Two, what Sassy, Monsieur Penny, the days of Bahini, or friend Wamba, or so great car. Okay? And yet, Monsieur Penny, I can say that days of Bahina friend Wamba. Abusuye penny that time or quarter pound 430. That day, what by the car says you at the middle of the road, and a couple of phobi, a monk of Fonere, a quick and Sinte, or catch it at the so about him said, and whatever man, they cannot say, mean to me a day, Emma. Into the Saramara, into that into went to ama now Giga I did your can be a wakasabako but I know it's a someone can in the credit that's in what several times so we should go to penny she should stop that
Miss Avon Medasi
the can go for no one tell you anymore
Miss Avon Medasi Miss Avon Medasi thank you Giga Pachokasa
me ofa Mupa mama no so mfre say waka me more than 6 times say me kan no ye share kumasi Joe na say across aka che me say Giga o kan no too much because me nima sema ye ka oni pa chi abrekro na nim wonti bibia me ka che no nanim me metwa ntro agi say secret e o me no bi ntem apart from that they me nim de nti o say me betwa ntro ba bia because Ebenezer na o kasa no omo try so omo be kan bibia to me so sa o kasa o baby o say me say Collins enkotu odobroni emfri Lumba fio na me so me kotutu di anum emma Collins na me konye o kan o mo bia TV sabi o se mpese me kan se we yanka wo na so cousin ni Lumba wo ne right person na me dey me catch because honorable onye Lumba bodyguard onye Lumba anka onye busu apani onye Lumba nya ede na makokanse ya ede achire no ana me honorable me ne nkoda me ne nam 24/7 be 2 weeks ya me tu kwa ba ya na me nam me baby ya ma de no so enam ne baby asem bia ni ho a ogina o kan ana se asem bia ni ho a me kan obeka se me kasa bo no kra na me kan no enti me boa o me kan che me se me boa mo ya mo pese mo ye kururu mo ye se ba mo hu se me bibia no amobeka enye we ya meti ase mamo dedi kan abusua panic ye committee no de no office bi Asante ene ye secretary timi ohana okache me se Giga o de o kanokre Asante me be yina di me kan bibia on Ntim ase enti ya ede me kan foa me so honorable abusua panic honorable so frɛ me ede e kan saa kire me ana me so on na ya busu apani tumi ni na no no nsem na ede na she mintimi nche ye de o ka se ye meboa no keke enti so se ono ayi no ofase Asante no de ne ye secretary na Asante nye papa na obeyi na die free secretary no na mama ni free committee no mo be mana ne na musa bi de mintimi nka se de ono be kan final na busu yansem ampa wi Asante na de o mumisa Ebenezer se ye start at the one na secretary na say one na secretary oye no de na busuan secretary free kuma ye say mama China pese ofre na no kasa wa try sa ti the Ebenezer can no so pese o kan
okay producer pacho mama China pese ofre
oyi Asante na di so onye papa na Asante no e wo na say offer ada Asante ada wo so Asante ne penkofo anim favor say obi be fa na adwuma ne wa enti ye last meeting no me ni nipa me ko bisa say me de mabusuan mu de obi ntimi mu na Nigeria na se obi one ne tin koye postmortem abrekra abusua pani wo anwiafo no me ma me akoso abrempoma ne ho ahia ya ne se opese koye postmortem hwe ade a na uncle kasa doctor kasa sabi o minim se sabi ono na busuam e na obi wu a be ma wu a Nigeria na se oba one ne titimi ede e koye postmortem me de mabusuam yenye ne sa ajisa busuani ye de
da Lumba na yire na koye postmortem
odobroni
anya no kore
onu anu muto ye meeting odobroni
na koye postmortem
obe mama no si na obisa no say no kore na anya no
me musa wan
obe ma na wan di na e ka odobroni asem na
anya no na koye postmortem
obe mama no si
metina ke kan mo ekoji no me
obe mama no si and de bi keke o mama no si
oh Debbie don't give me instruction
Debbie enya instruction I question na me bisa say me kase wia na obi bia because I show na ye nti say bisa me enya
papa na me say authoritative
obe mama no si because o kasa so obi ankasa
mate
ana so ni so ye no obi kasa obi nkasa
Giga there Giga
meeting na se me na me ko bisa say because na ye na abusu apani na discuss say abusua pani ba ya woji pipa kra mo kire obi ofie obi ase won fama no ntimi ni nipa meka se da bia busua pani de ne tumi ekita no obi antimi nyimfiri ne nsem sa pipa na o se be sha busua pani nsem ana opeso okohwe ne dehye no kra de o si dawa watimi ayede watimi akohwe enti aye kasa o enti ho na meka se saa se mo nkyere de a do kogina o ma ye no ye be ma police ayede na lumba pani no eba pani no sorry obi a o meeting na se bi ana o se afede obeka no kra na ye ma presla ana ma one na chiriba ne Denise ekogina na mse mukogina ono pani bai ana na gina o ana o se aye odobro ni nwia ana na gina nto ne pani a o mukogina ne nchaye dai ana presla odobro ni na sorry ye dai e kan no preso we ni nwia ana na ne nkura ni gina nti adenti na meboa edebe nti na meboa nti hono ye bufu nti ho me ana ewie meeting na me ka che Lumba ba ne se Calvin yanko na me de busua pani mutuna me ka mu ne ko transition ho ne ekosi sandin no me kra busua pani yeru no so ojiga nko na so we de ma me mfa busua no respect nyede e mamo busua pani ni we ye ko ho no busua pani a o se nka wudi udin na ekoto body me nim se na ye ka se no akosi sandin ni dia wako adidin bituwe odi asante na sebi o se onye papa secretary mpo wayi na dia onu di na odekoto Lumba body so because abusua bia kasa wo tiende une papa ne nkasa more than 20 years
Oheneba wouldn't start with the kasa. Like I said, Pacho. Wouldn't start the kasa. Pacho. Why it is a oka no wahuhu. Oh, as we presume. Oh, abusua pani allegation upon allegation should pretend like man responded to me. So they ought to come. Of course,
because abusua pani de name say abusua pani to me there. Apart from say abusua pani be si Oheneba wia abusua pani no be sa kwasho ina say the old papa ware mo house girl. Where they are ma me no. O papa ware mo house girl. Where they are obey o ma me.
And say the old papa you be or the baby here.
Thank you. And he say na house girl say wo da na so obey ware na obey o ma me. Whether o be friend mama. And say na abusua pani post na dey etie tu me kita o mo. Ana me ye na me class say ana e kwose sande no wo ye na ye ba na mo nsa ko kan ba bi say me almost me kra na me gina obi na ye postmortem no
ande wank
oh me enya hase na ebipie endi me pesa me kire say enya obia na ne abusua pani ne pese wo ye say ye na ye di na kire na ye support no bibia no fa na bibia be dru ba bi aya abusua na pani no abusua na ye ade na o pese wo yi enuafo ni si nkyai because bibia o ya se fane se ye ba se bi nipa ba ko ntimi nya yi e nipa bebre na beboa na adofo abegina busua na chi no mai ba wo ye bibia ye sifia ye wo mo ben yi no ene o cousins o mu gina mo chi na busua pani no ona tumi ona nsem no no de ni tumi na bebo sorry pacho ono no de ni tumi ni na bebo enuafo ne no mo nuanom no e mo ho bai na busua pani ni mfiri na busua ni na echi emegina ni mu na busua no on egina omu na echi
anya busua pani don't change the tradition or he don't change the tradition
change no
the okay kan oni pesua de abusua pani na di animu obi ni animu no odi na chi nya no kore
pani suma se empress
aka kwacha be na we preach no
fa konya we si ya no no ti
ana busua pani no oya soft onya soft awu se nko yi ufrim yeah, some you free committee. Oh, that to me no. Oheneba be hajina no wayu.
100%. So no na we say committee aye boa no.
Ne wo fa asefo no. Ono sisi na ne no atene. Oheneba be hajina o mere ko be kasa tenanche mi bi
ono ko hu se me boa no pa mpo. Ono ko hu se me boa no pa. Enti da dia obo ma ba fi share meeting bi ase.
Ohini bi tie akwan culture ben e ye obi ayi a emma ne wore badi ani me na busa pani de akire ye ka yi a ayi hu nhihye no eba mam enua mam bibia mam wo bibia wo seek permission from busa pani ho eti assemble yi no ho a assemble yi no ho busa pani ne be ho do responsible assemble na woka no
ya de 10,000 na ye yi ntu pe wa yi ni ya na wa sre of busa pani betimi aka say ye fia ha ye de 10,000 na ye yi but o pese wa yi ni ya more nice and apart from 10,000 no obe ade 100,000 200,000 kro enya na sem eye wa woka e wo ho Enti de o kana o kasa eye ne de ye na me kasa asantefo no eye festival nti eye no obi anim ye ye wo to nga na o start 15 years kwa bibia obe uye bi e wo fie
festival
oh yeah asantefo de ye ko fo ko Easter for enti abusu apani obi anya na adwen sebi o sebe odinanim be from there bi but eno nkyerese wo ya busu apani nti no wo ye bibi e wo busu anum na e bia ebebo obusu na ombeka se menye anase be ha ombeka se ye dabi
mama busu apani wa bere too much
ya kase busu apani abusu na busu apani ade na omo start ye se na omre na bibi ekọ se de se kwa enti ono na pese obre na sabi o ede obre baby a se o sma
obi abusu apani asama kafa no ono ano pese obre asisa kola bi asama na
no we nya tem
ono ano pese obre
wo se ya me na me se ebi ono na pese obre na obre metue na minim se e se me ma empress eya ade ma me nua ne empress ana se mi sister na de we o se maaye ti o se me ma empress ye na me se me ya me kwa akoya me na me pese me bre na me bre kwa empress oh
okay
enti me kasa nya ne boni mu na me kan se no baby also osuma nipa tu no mo yes no there uchama nipa tu so na se dabi me body so ntimi ameso a wa na ope obre na obre we nya kasa tia we nya hwe bete no kre na yeka enuafo na me gina o ma o no hu se o mo ofa ne pese o mu yi no esi nchai edi na amasa me ntimi ho ase we sabi o se asem na kokoto no lo ye ni o se eye maame akoso ase wa na ye de Ediba wan kasa akoso abrimpoma na ede ediba
now what about say on several platforms busa penny akase ne wo fa asefo de nka wo ho nya homete wo mo listening here ne wo kan but the moment here oni wunua ne beba mu pe mo confuse wo
na me gira
president wo fa asefo so wo te asem ase o kasa chomu tie
o kasa ono abegina platform we so kasa Giga craba yankaye because on etimi ne maame ne kasa. Yes. Baby bebrebe no akogina mpo aboma baso.
Also buy yankaye.
Yes, o se me na me ne maame because se ma.
I say se ma se
na pani kan sem. Ne se nya mitimi kasa ma da bi de ono ofe kan de da bi nya ne kwai so no. Na ni me maame na ni mo mitimi ka cho bi so bi a mitimi ka.
Bada afutu ametu ni se abusuan ya abusuan.
Da bi abusuan de ya.
Da bi o president wo fa asefo ne se o makoma wo fom. O mo tia sem ba. Oni wunua ne ba mu pe no ma se o ma gene.
Papa ya.
O yi na busuan fo gina je.
Na adwumani.
O mo susu fa mo hu
ma o nwia ma mo wo ba wo hu se wo. Ena akonwa ya otimu se o de o de o tena bi kura nka pe o de ma no de ni nwia ba ya e bi kura nko
sa example na ya wura nko ya company
da bi wo se
company de o fa na between na ya duma anya abusuan asem
wo se e abusuan na me se o de na abusuan pani o te committee no nko fre na abusuan fo nko emfiri kumase ama o de abusuan secretary o chenyi secretary no se ya abusuan na secretary ni o de na abusuan secretary free kumase ba o ne na da hotel Adana na busuan for those one for more amity committee.
Those who qualify. Those who have the capacity.
Thank you.
But I didn't call you. It was Mama Bimpoma who said by representing so we'll come back to Germany.
Come back to Germany. No,
oh, so ne dear or shutting off fast for it. So to no say we see my name. Almost
Lumba. And I will tell Dobroni ne baby to me. Sabi uni nyansa.
Why
wow, Udolumba.
Now town Dobro.
Now so tire Dobroni ne ma.
But we interview Bia Zion Ferris and Aya one Obekaya. We say Lumba Pamo Dobroni free ho. Obaya me producer Lumba Uya. Now person plus I.
Oh, na say
what do you mean?
And
what's what come on papa chairman or buy one pepper and I refuse all cars
let's all buy adwuma mu a 1 week pen adwuma egu a enya de minim na meka e chese wo na wo ma adwuma na bi de minim na meka me de minim
jiga
pacho
fewe man
okay pacho
wewe me das
inye ba so ko oye ko ni ntu ya mecho so
o sa chance the person ka o de wanu si mame
Inti me pese tie phone na It is say, me maame akoso abrempoma. Sebi onye se otai na ofa. Enti na mentime ho ase de. Aba no. Die sese efata a ye na opese one na ofa no eka bom. Na omoye se de like said the uncle kase lumba the brofo na tunwuma nka the whole world ko bi antime ne monwum to onye ni paketwa okay na sebi o nyankopon onka se yensie lumba 13 fa na 14 fa o to heaven gate mi nti bibia o se ese a efata bia no o se omoye because obia ni wiase se lumba na busuana doso ba okokwa ye mu a edua bia de ni sibe obi anim se one ni nua akoso abrempoma o mote center for na wiase na ne nkomodifo no nti abusu apani mpoka se milumba minim na hohwe o na ni nua na one ne kapanti de o se mi ye bia o se mi tie free akoso ya no okay nti ekoba na sei enipa na lumba na nwom kra na real se lumba wan koklo ye bia ho wiase kra lumba na nwom na real
enye no kra.
Oh, and some of the boys in Jamaica, sir. Sir, you do be
different.
Oh,
can so explain what a will is.
Oh, no, person who watch me and rain fee, a Cosia Savannah, a Cosia Brimpoma, but I say a Cosia Brimpoma in a film. And Lumba, I say, Yan Yama Lumba, some of us say, or say, I near your best, some intention. Is it a dear or say on panel? And I'm more, and I am into some intention there. Muy ni free man. Obesa manchete said the okana. Macho manuesi.
Medasi. V.
Empress.
The aya Kenya for submission.
Na macho ne me
man time.
Macho ne me bia na mpese meka ba metie Oheneba. Me hu se nka o se bibia settle. Esi opening dwa wi na nsuo as but owie ya ne de jiga so di bebom na afi ase asan ko echi biem mu kakoche process no asibiem se akọ echi ko sha ase dia na de o chiro na me chiro dada no misume hwie go
senko penye wi
osa ofofo professor de so
ba ko pe odo ba ko pe
jiga manu
enti
diga wo be husare ye boss ma wa no de
am coming in pa
de wo be kasa ho brasil so mafia ko ha
me mafia pa
pese mi hu se adansi a ye de kokota de bi e share envelope na show bi a moto mi enti na yentimi address it to the court directly because you say school kwa na okwa na ejime bi na okwa na wo say ye authenticate say o certificate na bibi a de kire ne ye valid to de bi a embassies ne kwa to de bi a ye fan hye unipa na nsa o ye address it to court no straight na omate envelope na no ekwa ebe envelopes papers de bi na ehwe obi amotom na court no me hu say address bi a ye dia court no straight a lawyer for wa high say ano yintimi fa fresh evidence bi anko so it means say de bi efuan ensem na na yesan de court no bi ma ana now na ye ka me ka say lawyer kusi junior lawyer right say ano me hu ni say path na wa fa no is an excuse path because ye ka say time ni ho wa kase time ni ho se o pese o de ebre excuse afi ye free ho a procedure o say e complex eno so am ye we excuse e wo honom afi so se mo attempt nyema bebre just to get some documents court so de nya attempted ni e ka e de wa submit ato na edi juma wasa ka say expect witness hu hia se ka court na kra free ni pembe timi afa bi mususu nka mutimi de obi a oti German emra ene awaresem no aba wo career na asan di si so say no nkyere say yekofa ba ya nka court no ene ne be side but to tie commentary so e wa bontia asem point fingers e wo judge ne so say esan say onti German for aware asinti na waka asem na kosi ni say enti mu nipa baako mu excuses ni time a mu say time ni sha procedure mu say complex Moko embassy no so a mo say omo mo ti okro mu ni mo adwuma. For expect witness bra, o see witness no so kro ba no nche se de obeka no court no e de ben adwuma. Nsese no yen moden ene appeal. Because me when say kwan tempo na onam so no it's full of excuses. Pachokasa.
Okay. Inti on the issue of appeal no say wuntimi fa evidence for friend kan kakon. I want to be correct. In law you general rule, there were exception. So the general rule is fresh evidence cannot be adduced upon appeal. Inti they can edibon kro trial court no. Inti they can say appeal is by way of re-hearing. Inti court very obesha process ni na say obesha ni na we review ni na. Now I should say trial court came to rightful conclusion and abibisa on the matter. Say if I'm caught to the rightful conclusion and then they can change them. But the exception being that a party can take an application to court on appeal. Say, oh, say anything, mpese me di bibi fufo, me di bib. Court and Mary, ebe assess yashe. In fact, there is this particular case, Oji Dom versus Ghana Telecom, Oji Dom of Oye, Appreciata versus Ghana Telecom case, it could do Supreme Court. Supreme Court, Emma Omode, fresh evidence at the buy. And I mean, criteria for fresh evidence. Mama general rule. Criteria ni na say. Criteria ni na say. Or so who court na ya we say. Sa evidence no. A trial no. Ni nkura. Ebi na wo third party bin say. Apart from saying crown na enough. Or so who court no say wo ye nya wo be ye bia. You have to lead evidence to show. But one sanka. You put in diligent effort. One sanka. So what me crosses our head now? We are all cross the first head. I can next one. Next one is also convince the court and say, sa evidence and cry ma what they bar. A big case in the day. A bit me as a trial decision na ends a son. Se bit me as a son after what cross the first head no. They will admit it. But say ain't means someone you can cross the first hurdle. So we try ye. Then she will see. Then we third day you can send party same we try ye on sanka. So ain't mean change the decision now. E won here so media too because omoji too mu crown na em fa hwe ba e zero. Inti enene hurdle also will cross it. No okay excuses. They be in fact part of excuses. Okay, what do you call okay.
Well, sir, general rule no kind, no exception, no. Say that you say evidence na o person will introduce, no. Say we everything in your power to obtain it, and na anyone sem na say important say a best decision and a court no consider. And three things so everything in your power. A document no it was not with you. And sa document no naturally a best court in engineer beer. Wow. The everything in your power is very important because say judge no make arguments say unbelievable say everything in your power then you have the task ahead of you to prove to the court of appeal say everything in your power to obtain it.
But this is the case embassy Korea obeji sa information what condemn you more say. So how do you condemn? Yeah, also money mama juma.
No, I know you are mistaken. Me say, most of the embassy
maybe a statement come first a year. Oh no, what can I say? That from no so nim.
Aha, me say oh,
me dey say me can say kind one.
Also I want to make her say yenko for mo nti me ka say no kra de yesi me ka say no no mo kan ye eche me bata no mi ntimi
ama me ka say enka sentia
I wish you can play back. I wish you can play back. Who say enyo be wo wa who say me can say who say yes till me can say yenko for mo wo omo call ye. That was the information, but in some me can't some more personal knowledge here. The me can't some yankasa kwame frɛ omo. You get it? But say if some me can't say yenko for omo frɛ omo e catch omo call ye. That was the information.
No, but I think you said something along the lines that
until me no na me pass general comment and say it's like process a bit different to totally new to them. They don't really even know about it. So that was a general comment after me can win the mechanic.
Tuesday, people repeat.
But also, say, okay, judge, judgment now. No judge, no patch. Say, wow. All the efforts now, moye, you know. Mami say why, you know. One farmer, I'm me tuning him. Say, or yeah, any sort of effort. So, and no, very important because. Say if say judge no ye aware mpo say o ye ABCD effort and no ebua no
so mo ye beba you see o say they are counselor no I wish say counsel you have access oh we senior lawyer nti we dan no maybe we bebre wa woni I wish say you have access to the proceedings and I can say the whole trial now was time bound. In fact, the 1 week, near the year trial. And see, in fact, ye catch your court no. Ye ma court no, ye draw court in attention. During the argument, ye draw court in attention. And I make say ye submission cry, sounds so quite true. Ye draw court in attention. And that time ye closely filing of witness statements ni way nominates annual. So if I draw court in attention and say court really wanted us to say ye be we na court me leave obeka chance okay say if it is so me mo leave mo dey won file e be a supplementary witness statement and be say mo make effort yeah for because that time you close here you close time you be file a witness statement in this you close it and you know when it comes to court here a procedure a time you cannot file something out of right abe you close it you go by leave you get it into internet missing here or so is in William Kusi or draw court in attention. So if the court wanted us to obey catch and say okay then senior na wo kano William Kusi na wo kano mama will leave the court do that every day mama will leave bring evidence and say that is what you did
cause sorry and yes me how I dream wow but so okay judge na ruling so on so argue say all the injunction time no and fair lawyers no objected to sad documents in and at the injunction stage you know or exclude sad documents you know say say those documents need to be authenticated so an injunction no more no at least about a month or so maybe say Andrew 1 month
it was just some few days
oh they fetch me but there was some reasonable time so the argument is within those times now I wasn't a more effort to get the document authenticated you know that all those efforts should have come to your attention in fact you're a lawyer for any say in some instances even an actual application could lie say you perceive your ABCD na ho chire enti you see etimi yewe so me pese ye be kana akọ echire bebre but who say the exceptions na a court of appeal admitting new evidence you know it still stands to say I was say etimi prove and mama say what etimi prove clearly say evidence you know or yeah every diligent effort to acquire it and an insanka and that diligent effort does not necessarily just mean say or throw ABCD but within the reasonable time that document should have come to the court you know she should have done everything possible actually and legally. That's my position. I may be wrong, and I leave it like
no. See, what we say, argument to make it in adducing fresh evidence on appeal is the same thing I can add so. And me change so those are headers or say, but now you say can and say, because of time, that's why we drew the court's attention, and mostly something like the court even can order you come formally. So what it means is he has given you leave.
Right.
Because a time bound, time down, and you have to file witness statement. You have to what time so file. No. So we inform the court now. The court can tell you, they can give that order. Say, okay, counsel, come formally. Nature say no, understand now. Evidence now also make your application. You file. It happens all the time. So sometimes when you are making statement to court, the judge will tell you, okay, come formally and prove to me. Intervention now with the application, so I'm going to leave. Now with the application with the account away. And this is the time you use one recline a day away. CMC within a week or say 2 weeks or something like that. You close it, you are filing witness statement, you are away. In 10 years, excuse pa. Now you can say a different strategies are you do go away. And you excuse part at all. In fact, the last year you rely also any year section 1613 and then you rely also. In fact, say what share judge the judgment now portion of class say or direct say into and no particularly cramping and also in your patients or on your patients or they share you can say court and share section 1613 at the main because say if so I direct here then what it means is at least you are in the know yes so crying for more into at least that is where you get the patients for us then we clear that head up. That is all what we are saying. Then 10 years excuses and the visa and the kind of and the credibility of evidence now we in kind you can't say that in the class say or don't bring in the way they are very credible no you see some when we say the son and make us or don't bring can't sign a picture something you be signing the witness you be signing say a day at a day and another the Lumba no double no more say let me read the proceedings natural sometimes let me read natural the crazy question in Crabia Senior William Kusiye. Or say that Lumba Shakaftan, no Dobruni or Khan Atadi or say. But this is the situation now. This is the picture they brought to court. Or Dobrunanga referred to. That Lumba referred to. Say Wayne or Moare. That was the picture they took. As evidence, documentary evidence. And no, Senior William Kusiye massacre to wait under cross examination. Or yeah, massacre to wait. Everything and they were the whole courtroom was even now place or more church.
Final words in Kahun.
The evidence was still accepted by the court.
Oh, saying the but what discredit once you do the process the one way purpose of course a cross examination say you want to discredit how do you call it the story or the case of your opponent into a part of the means into be yes so cry evidence be our lawyers no be ability are discrediting
but part of that evidence we judge no one so it was very important because one fan supported anything so can want some to say
internal maker say so we do court on the judgment no person change and say you can say we should
pay no money check for customary
marriage me na make a credible witness as some kind of make na me person me say won say credible witness no can say that do me no shake after na she but odobu ni na ngasa point say a picture we say a picture we no mu take here so into me as man na person can say how credible how to say on
but won say one sa picture we wan fan ye ejuma but no cross so many say court can say obi a credible and say asema okan ye bia because ebi wa utimi kotena court na dia wo kan kra wo nhye dan kai papa ebi mutimi gi permission say on refer from the notes no mra back and mekasa ebi wa obetimi aka say oh atade no menya sure papa ba na blue ana e bibisa and say onya credible o say because adanse na oti you may not get one or two things right, but it doesn't mean that in all don't you're credible. And honestly, so we share entire show me. That's our case. Oh no, if he's not Lumba there, have time near there, and you're so far away. And yes, me me hold the brief amobia but the important we the fatu family nyina point
meba you see maminto be I say deductive knowledge a deductive reasoning meba I that akwai bibi to say what say we room we are ya painting ade obengu bia o say ye bema wuyo ye bema so ko no ko nya oba wontimi nkonkoma reason enkoma excuses say dey be what's in nipa na credible
bia no a trans
what's in nipa na credible yes me person ye kan ina ne say nipa na also ye credible no sa na asem we crazy so and wo cross examination baby kra no he was trying to be dodgy based on non responses on ama na ye kan ina ne say senior na me kan ina ne say you've not read the entire proceedings so what kind entire proceedings no maybe yes me can say me can say conclusively you come to a different opinion but na me can say so what kind entire proceedings if you've had that opportunity to read the entire proceedings and whatever happened in quarter maybe now kind of has it might be a bit different.
The judgment
if highlights many on the premises say eba nyoma esisi yen keten na nyinyi na judge ne kabom na oka say we hold the fact na maybe ebia you share all the evidence am producing ebia a court of appeal can say ade we okikambom a hold this fact we na entisa so that's it. Inti asamo kana no correct. Nemom sa picture way in particular no. Judge no wanfa nye juma. So that's it. Or believe say the witness was credible based on the fact say Otimika say no ye around when the woman was getting married to Lumba. Odobroni ne witness no awu hobi. So and osama further of what had transpired at the awareness. And judge this in the evidence, it's so straightforward, papa. I
don't know. Responses not those. So for somebody to come in,
with regards to this particular picture, Intermaker say, if evidence falls in the presence of a judge and a BBC, it depends on the judge how we share evidence and a BBC. How a cross examination will be attended to. Intermaker say how this particular judge will be treated as it might be different from
another person.
Totally different. Even in Court of Appeal or Supreme Court or even dissent, this particular judge, this particular court, main kind of judge, this particular because now it is a decision of the court. So the court took the position say with this particular picture, cross examination was we who say we might Photoshop anyway in
really?
Oh yes, it was obvious. They couldn't explain it. And let me you cross examination actually, and you can watch the picture yourself. It was very clear. At the crowd, Emma court answer down for wait I'm found to be able say or say it was your penny nanga and then some more canina yes. I say been a catcher and been a catcher no. Then the court also comes quickly to draw the conclusion say based on a other pictures ni videos ni how you can say ni witness no kikan in some na bibisa no ono kwa on for wait and found to because of ebusha penny nin some more kikani na I say yes no interna once that man one for wait and find it and found to we so that was it
sa position na court ni hold here no eboa e man ni mienu ni nyina. Okay. So say a kase here say emramu no yem pese obeba be kase adansi amidi netifri obia no ye pese wan kasa na wo ho uhuye e wo no wadansi die ni ye pese ye die ejuma wow enti ni afro witness na wo ho wow 19 no say u be ka obi asema court ne mpe on time pese odi be ye ejuma na enti ebusia penyin sama okoka ne court no emfa bebre mejitum judge ni hodi a chese ofa ne say and sama esi ye ni nyina no most of the thing ebusia penyin na oni ho ebusia penyin na dey letter call ye say ma me sewa Mami sewa the letter aba ebusua se we jai Daddy Lumba. Enti no ne sa no court hold say aware no egu on account of the fact say Mami sewa the letter ba so obi gu aware. Na court ne say ebusua panyi wo ba be di adanse ye say letter aba na Mami sewa no odi ensa ba ye no wo see enya wo na oje ensa no na uni ho
na yebusia
na yebusia panyi ena nipa one ma even one person po da owo sa function na say because I can jai asante amamre awari jai no event nipa betna say ebusia ni try so be reconcile omo na omo ye na anye yi a ebi okra etimi ma omo ko ekoda dwen ho agise oba no empre no the twins and ba and say ebusia na age enti wanti mi amfa nipa ba kumpo ama me di adanse ye say ma me say wa ampa odinsa ba ye me age enti ne sa no me nyintum say ma me say wa one worry even though that letter is there because my friend say letters no just an intention but there is no actual proof there was no actual proof to show that we jaya worry and we should judge now no you're very consistent or no say one man clear evidence I obeti me manage na agency say this is what it is obogu onfa nya adwuma and oye bi ma Mami akosua eye bi ma me sewa Odobroni sorry me Madam Priscilla me no be no in fact yaka that's right maybe yaka look and some na me share first time I me share comment na obi actually say oni de enye Lumba sem ne hia no na the oje won say why na ka che no wa say no over tuntum him
I okay if I can come in I am position looking at evidence I had control court name looking at cross examination other ways of legal means of proving case now there now we believe that court no if so weigh evidence in here those pieces of evidence no way in here you should have come to a different conclusion. Especially the facts whereby this particular picture okay there on down for waiting to do because they also on down for waiting to because it was a penny yes but we were of a different opinion because this is the situation now although Benanga said we making reference to that picture that was the picture she took after I say yes, that was the picture. That's no okay, man. Come on off. Okay, that's the pictures. Documentary evidence of no formally marriage. There, a urban incrat evidence or shared there, formally what warrant no. Or pointed to it. And one we totally disagreed with the court.
But they're on
one for wait until because they was painting the S0N or the year. But meanwhile, no, or do when you make reference to that letter there, that is the evidence or check the formally warrant. So why do you say why does the court say don't for wait in front of you? That was our problem. Okay. You get it? That was our problem because Nippon can make reference to it there or any picture you say. So why do you say there? Say even if they was painting something cry a year saying this is the person saying there. Or you make picture mucha yeah worry or check. Oh yeah, then so why would you not put weight on it? That's our problem. Yeah, I want to disagree with the court totally. That was our problem.
You can't zigana, you can't. Just one simple question. I wanted to go into details with this one because there's this school of thought to say there is no original marriage certificate existing. I don't know. What do you say to that? Because when we say, according to a letter na lawyer Ubosono, dated back in I think 4th of February 2018. Na Mama Kosia Debre Lumba or seeking for letter and Pachomo can say request for divorce and intention for divorce. No, when we say what kind of letter na or can woman say
the letter dated on the 4th of February 2018, or Tre say, there's a 10-day ultimatum, and that S0N settle on properties now, she will go ahead in Germany to file for divorce. Na sa school of thought in amount for kase, e bia na any authentic marriage certificate a Tre say wa warring any hono, in the sense say in Lumba's response to that letter that was dated on the 27th of February 2018, Oka say Mama Kosia has deserted him for 15 years and did not come down to Ghana to support him on the issues of his health. Osanso call it the bluff of a year Mama Kosia, as in she can go ahead and get whatever divorce or person koje. In fact, Baba Jamal letter on the 1st of October 2025, these were captured there. Now, Ukokai, a year German Civil Code at 1566 BGB now. In the German Civil Code, a Tre will say, Obibe to me a file for divorce, and now I call for divorce account and be granted without ne spouse a presence if Obe to me approve say they've been separated for 3 years. So for the past 3 years, question. For the past 3 years, tiso kununi oyeri. Court to me a granted sa divorce on the grounds of that civil code 1566 BGB a trial honum clearly and Wahanum say you have it.
In fact, in our submission, we say if a drawer, we wrote extensively on the German civil code.
Okay, so it states that the court can grant you divorce. So there's a school of thought out there that people are saying, so probably maybe when Lumba called the bluff of Mama Kosia, she went ahead to get the divorce. Hence why there is no authentic marriage certificate because that school of thought that people are saying say the bone of contention here was to prove that I'm legally married to the deceased. Obibaka said that should have been one of the primary thing and was your focus was because say you to me this certificate am I to me money go through that authentication process now ebi anko dobro ni oni case because yen na yen dim say under the ordinance marriage ne there to me san ko yes enko ware fofo. So what do you say to that school of thought?
Okay, so let me tell you, sir, the German eina ekoti let me go there because we wrote on it and I remember we wrote on it. There is this section. Oh, I want to let me see if I can find it. Merba. Okay. I'm coming. And see, when you look at section 1564 of one German civil code now, the Bugalizes Gazette Balls, something like that. That's how they call it. Section 1564 or there, a marriage may be dissolved by divorce only by judicial decision. So that portion you spoke about or say start first and sending about. So what it means is say even one party one party will problem, it can only be dissolved by the court through a petition. Why the Ghana against system? So if you don't go, the court cannot divorce or cannot separate you, cannot grant you the divorce.
What I'm
you get
saying
it?
is that what if say, as stated in the letter requesting for the divorce, or Tre say if these properties are not settled to me, I will go ahead and assert my and assert my right on the grounds of desertion. Patrowuti. That's what the letter says. Into what Tre say by 10 days in each na ejapadi ana say nyama me request me nsan kwa me tiso akọ German court no akọ seek for divorce. So the question here is that what if, and this is a school of thought out there, what if she went on to proceed for that divorce
the clear answer is, you see, the other letter came about there, that was that Lumba response or that one we don't have that letter. I cannot speak to it.
Okay.
That one we don't have it. That time we had not been engaged, so I cannot speak to it.
Okay.
But as to what if she took the step, definitely Nanka, German embassy would not have given that confirmation letter. As at the time that Lumba died, she was still the surviving spouse. They wouldn't have given that letter. So no step like that was taken. That is the answer to it.
Okay. No. So my last question, Beba, I think paragraph 94, where we spoke about where you informed the court to say you had an authentic marriage certificate, because according to Uridi paragraph 94, now Etre will say you cited to the court to say more original certificates now, Modebeba proven. Why did we tell the court that original certificates no when in fact we knew that Mr. Wonkama
okay.
When in fact we knew say certificates na original one penny and sankai. Secondly, no, sa process na was a certificate no go through to be should I say authorized by the rights authorities, and now the process was go through and sana you to me admit in the jurisdiction of Ghana as in our court. No, when we knew we had not done that, why did we tell the court to say sa certificate in
NT? You see, we had the original. We brought it to court. Problem of courts had with us in a day, because you see, with Germany they have a family book B. One certificate is in the form of family book. So out of the family book, they extract the marriage certificate from it. So the court had a problem there. Why the family book? We are presenting the family book, and we are saying the marriage certificate, is extracted from the family book as the marriage certificate. But that is it. You see, in South America, for instance, even Ghana, we have an extract. When you look at section 73 of our Marriages Act, there is an extract. It talks about extract. It talks about marriage certificates. You get it? It's the same similarly. The book, the court, we show the court that this is the book. The marriage certificate is gotten from there. Then, the confirmation letter from Germany now, it was also endorsed or signed by another person. The court did not. And you made a cogent argument in one of way, if say in 2004, this person was there, issued the marriage certificate and authenticated it, signed it. In 2025, if we are going for a copy of that marriage certificate, they won't confirm from the embassy, and they retrieve it and they sign it, another person signs it, doesn't make it say the most important thing was that when you look at even the code, as in the registration number, it is the same thing. That should tell you that the person authenticating it at that time was different from that time marriage certificate. So that's the difference. And it was even basic logic, but the court
the judge was of the view that this basic logic was not argued before her.
It was not explained.
Was not explained.
Yeah.
Because if we presented two documents to the court which seem to have the same content but have different signatures and different timelines,
it's supposed to be explained.
I was trying to say, this particular one appear wahano earlier in time. Na yeji no yentinya mfa nye ejuma na we na yaje no at the current time, so that clear to know about. The other thing Madam Ebusa, which is also pertinent, and say Judge Nika say there was a portion where the clerk signed say what the document
that one was the interrogatories,
say all the documentation, all the authentication so more presented before the court.
Let me show you something.
It turns out that you didn't have
let me show you something.
Advice to grab first. My advice to grab say to all lawyers say enjoy the practice. I am a law clerks affiliate documents for parties when the parties themselves should give their statement.
No, let me come 91 baby. Now let me come and explain that.
Richard,
It's yenja practice no. Na yen my parties are omo di omasem omo ankasa enfili omo interrogatories. And kase yebusa question we why no kase waji atuma na no kase law clerk no kra no oni sa to me and nim die na e was enka obey you so they assign those documents.
The argument of the court was there is a lawful attorney in the Aberdeen clerk no deposit to way. Now when he set out any affidavit as in the response to the interrogatories, we indicated that he has the consent and concurrence of works and employ. Now let me point to you the interrogatories now. What the response was the bail. You see, the judge talks about Eshe judgments now. It talks about some two authentications there. It should be authenticated or certified by a German government, then you go to and you go to the Ghanaian embassy over there. But you see, let me read the interrogatories to you. Then you will see there whether Mr. Parani. Yes, so already. Let me read the interrogatories or what they hear in bed. So the first question we try to phone though. So the first question they asked was whether the marriage between plaintiff or respondent and the late Charles Kojofosu, aka Lumba, was registered in Germany. Okay. They responded yes.
Why they responded Richard?
As in Richard Parry with the consent and concurrence of the plaintiff.
Okay.
No, responded yes. Because he has sworn to he was on the oath. Yes. Not responded yes. No, you see that the court in the problem there, he has lied under oath. But I want us to go into it so that we see whether he lied under oath or not. Then the next question comes. If yes, provide an authentic version of the marriage certificate and same certified by the consular Ghana mission. Now this is last more we should provide authentic what? Authentic version of the marriage certificate. Then it is different from there after the authentic version, then one which has also been certified by the consular. Now this is, look at the translation. This is what? This document was to the effect that a didn't say or ye obi or nipa no authenticating this marriage certificate and you do know the authenticating person. So we were trying to say maybe we didn't capture it clearly there. As in this, you should find an authenticated of the marriage certificate. We were trying to say that this is the authenticated version. This is the authenticated and certified version, as in by the German government. But that's the distinction. If you are that's the qualification you qualify in internal. But this is what was a you made a mistake. No, so maybe typo, but no, maybe it's a typo. But argument I'm making, are you getting it? They asked first for authenticated marriage certificate. They first asked for let me reading interrogatories. Let me reading. They first asked for authenticated marriage certificate. Then we're proving to them that this is an authenticated marriage certificate because upon interpretation it is authenticating person. It has been authenticated with the stamp and everything. That was all what we were proving. So in our response, and that was what we were trying to say, that they should find an authenticated. Yes, that was what we were trying to say. But it seems the court misconstrued us. Into Mr. Parino or Chan or Boletana give them one boleta. He was trying to prove to the court that this is an authenticated marriage certificate, and it is true. When you look at the translation, it is there, authenticating person. What does it mean? One boleta. So that was all what we are trying to say, but it seems the court misconstrued us. It was answering directly to the first part of the question.
Fit to do that? That's because the thing the judge said Mama China is that he's not fit.
Hello,
Mama
China, I'm Patrick to say.
You met Shiabeja for our margin at Tenassi. Now, Pacho, the kind. And send me follow my parents in the Mocha.
Me Pacho.
Now the Amma Babu, the country said, Mocha, I will go with you for the dinner, said, Cotton, said, be near the air credit.
Me Pacho.
I am credit. Dear Tierney, me Tiana, I said, Nana. Or Chia Amania Kakra something. And the same Babu Kakra. Sabe, Quajo, the fear of free moon. A creamy the fear hole.
Okay.
Said there was a penny car or 2 for Brim Pond. And our year was a penny. You walk in a park session or you 2 for Brim Pond. A Santia Mamreni Amania Pound so. A Busian crooning in our air and you 2 for the Ashen and Santia Mamreni. And she said, oh, be told fear wow. Or Henry any what to me. And Sana. Abusia penny abem. Nti abusia penny ni de ogina homa abusia na wo hene ne ntem. Na de tie de modi kan abusia se. Anyanyam bia abusia penny no wo hene na wo tie akonya no so. Wa koba na mane. Eno na nchen. Abusia no mo busia se abusia di enti na saa de ekọ ebe ekoso. Abusia penny mu musa ne se fi se wodi akonya na ye bo na abusia penny busia ni ben na ewu a abusia penny agina ho se busia bu ne de hia wuntu ogina wa ya yieda ade e wo ho ne abusia penny di ato abusia num a wo busia abusia na obi ada ka no ko wo se so obi wu a wo se wo na wo ma wonya mo yie se wo betena abusia penny agya no so se nipa be 10 na ewu a abusia penny mu sen na wako de wako ehuru mienu mpo ndiye hweme ma me ne pa akoso yima akọ hima de wo wu a ye kuro ni abusia nyina adea ye fra abusia penny kacha ne se sika fama na bibia ye de be cha ne sa o de onyira abusia na na onya yie no o ka kire ye se ema ne ye nya ye yie me pa mo chawo enu abusia penny mu sa ne se ade enti na se sa asam na dru court na nanom wo maja wo ma ade ya kopie na nanom anim ye entamu ebe mu ana ye ne nanom kwa no mbusa akosia se ne hawo pa ne sei ana akosia fi die di kan committee na abusia panyin ne tie ye no wan fa abusia fo na amem ode ahowo ne peye omo committee kwa no obie na no so wakasa no o matia no ono odi ni nya no oni tumi wo se wakasa dia tosu mienu akosia se opese wo hu ade kura ekum ni nia no anyanyam dia de minim ne amamre mu ne se obi di hie wu a enye obi ene kogina ho no ma ye papa no abusia panyin wo ba no obusa ase ho anam ne papa ndi nua ba ne se saa de na ati no wanti ase e na ye hawo mo ma yankọ hwede eku no ode to na nanom anim ana nanom se ana ye yankọye ana wo se no atikwa wa report to asem no yes dear
na me pacho ebusia pei asemi awoke sesi aye hu se masa court bio me se ehwo no pese wo chire ye mu yi
court no a ye ko aye ne maame
pacho yiti
de ntima aye court no akosia ka se opese wo hu ade kora ekum kwadwo se na court asem ntina ya afa na ya start process na ya koso ahwa ade kura kum kwato na me pa acho ayiye ba so wayira kunafo ni yi wo mo crofo be ka committee no hu
okay
ana abusia so ayiya be ka ho edi anti kwato ne mampanifo le wo mu no wa kwantuo ayiye ya transfer ya busa anuafo ne mo ma besi we wo fi onyina fa ya pati ayiye ne da sai Ababua, my yina ya church ya gene. What is to be on the woman no nti ade we ne beti me kwan nti mesra mo de ko se ya ababua. We ye dabi na sister ya din be ma wa se sabi o ada woro ma ya fa nyame masa ba. Se hopes no ye mi nya be ma na se kina bibi asia. Wono wo ma wa kwantu. Ne beti ma ye hopes ya ye wa bra wo yire na wo ma. Ama me show na da chindi an wo mbeka sabe wona wa yemwa kura tina wo penasem na wa yemwa na de beti no wa yemwa na trimu a Esansa wo penalty a cow ma ho ade kura kuno because we kura ade kuno na ye poison uko somwa ubetimi anya ohaw bi wo ho ti adenti na mo rush obetimi chef fridge mo be for 10 years ni ade ade na fi kwan nti abusua panyin ne ye dodo no ontumi te se wo yo ade ntoto na ebe abusua no because we de ne dia na ma abusua panyin na ja usidi ade na nye se na abusua na tie mama no na tana se ka se bi se ana na abusua fo ana ye se nton ko to fanyi ska edi mpa ye se na honya okay nton no fanyi ska baba bi ada no wa fa anto a efirito abali again se ko to be film na ye ntimi hu obi akwa akoye abusia pani de da ya kwa na no so da me kan wo yi kire ya sa abusia ni jira wani ya sha de ku aya simple shin ni wo ya kura na ya de wo abusia no because ya wo ya de me bre ya sa ya de wo abusia no so ho betim aye ana busia panye je me dabi asante amana asem bi ba yetime ka peyen pokuta afrewa amrewa fone ne ma na wa busia no mu tase abena na no ka asem bo no aka asem wo se enunti antuma aye dia aye Lumba ye kura obi netwa na onui a wa bo no ho ka abo ani nua na dia wa ko to na fi o ti so di bomdi akosi anye ni nya na japade de ye nyina anye sika anye bibia abate pense na ho etina bi sebe ya obi be hu ta asomati ana bentin sei na esi ye ne bae entina na mamna na wo to kire wo na bia ye ne kurom ko ada wo ma na ye nya fante de ohine ne wotu na diga kan sem bi se ye ko da de so aba ye brabu ti apani wo ya ko 2-3 times the friend obai what's one person? Abusia penye so on person na pa akoso yibesha up to now am no kase wa ba pa akoso aba be kwa amane ne pa achewo o de kwajo ana ofi pa akoso to wa ba pa akoso aba be bojan ye wa hana mane mi ameka ta mi ni obi no be ma amene pa akoso hima bi di pa akoso hina chimi ensa wa ba wa hina na mane o ma ba wa hina mane baby abesie kwajo no we abusia panya wuni tumi wa asase na so otumfo na wa asase na otumfo de asase na mo hin tiji so busa wa hin na ansa aka ye tosu mi no na nanom anhye ye keke tata atumfo ne enya yiye no ofisa akosu ye koye fi apese ye koye otosi na de kumu kwajo na ebia wo mo betimi de injunction na bibia beto so ebedi la ade na ye bia police process na enti wakro mo buta say police for ben na eye ni ade batenya ne manyina na betimi de akere so me ntimi hu ade kro potintia tintina jise 13 no sabu chapanye no pasu dia kura asema ka menwi yo abusia mo me nyina ye nhia na ye ntutu ni ye hu de to be sefi aya ka se abusia po be me no ana me nsan wu se fridge mo mumu sane se wo nim kwan a efa so ya abusuan on kire de wawu a waye na yiye da e wa abusuan no on kire anu nti kwadwo de chinchina na wo fa ya apoku no mo ho na akosua no ene mela no wo ma wo mu nyina ni ya akosua ya mobo adan ade na aba se na me sa ape me anuntia na obi akase na na hema wa ha na ba atem ha kwadwo me pa akosokura na oni ma na mden ba pa akosokuru ma first tama wa hene ba akono di ade na owu ya na mden ba ida nyina ni yiye mu ni yape me mre bia me kasa me ti asumdue sebe ya bibia beto na abusua benya ya abusua oba benya ne ba
Mama China
na abusua panyi na ma
Mama China ma
ba me
Mama China mpacho o kase mu no o kase mu peniye na ma mu peniye asesi aye kokota aye den
me do free ya say at the house for me can house ka fa na mi ti am fanche me ya say belly baka belly banga ana wa hina sabi ye tufu a wentie put the umpabo ya sabi mu de kobedum ye nim di abusia pani yan kanchen de wan ko shi adade so aba ho no bucha no me ni di nkomo ka bi bia sa adan ade ni yegu ye ni mafi ya twi apapa ko su ko na wa no anti 50 nya ko ketu o ye wa brempon nim di fo akrachefo wo kure mu enso na ye kure yi agye ngwa ke ene kura sabe wo na mabonte kwa na obi be to na aka so pipa ko so ompewo edi enti na abasa ada na won ti ase na ba bia sase ye de to ne yemfa nto ene kwadwo na wawu na ne niam wo ho edian oni aba je wa puto na fo chi so de bom dio obi na ekwa ye kwadwo ntoma ade be to bete ye sise ne ye na busuan mu bi ye sen enti ma to wa anti dis akama awo no e mu oja na makonim se oni a wona ne council nsam ebe ka 3 days kura ma kwadwo afiri mu ofre ni nua ni di komo na die wo bi nka so obi na akuno obi ono yale ye serious ba enkuno yale kituwa bi na akuno enti die na si kwa sa busia panyin won ka ho na yanko hye adi kura ekum kwadwo yakwache wi a na die wo mu soso no na yire no ya kan ta akosua only the man on me and saying, and Colano, I try them, so over we have February. And to be power to a mammy, what you won't want to me found. And to buy your mouth, a Colami and someone on the empty for. No one more papa baby, no one more arm and show one more papa and me a bit soon. Yes, over man be a bay in a woman's young. Mamma, to me, power, Mamma. Broni kuro mo se say ya ha mama mo aja ho so mo ba mama man pacho on the 11th mo be court no me pacho ane me pacho o kan ne ma beye wiki mu ye hu se ne ma no bi abagana a oba no aye video eto nsa afre adofo so ombra mbe jam no na ne papa efri ombe ye 13 me pacho enkra na uka so ombe tro exam so misro de oye video Dennis no oka hu bia na me pacho da bi me die okay me pacho da bi anti me pacho me die ete pacho enkwala ne de we na tro exam so no akosia mano enu ye ma afre ma akosia se wamba akosia se wamba na me ansam enti pacho de wo Ghana ne ye hwan mo mba me pacho ebi yo dobro ni emma okay ana na ma me ba ma me chewa ma mmere kakra me pacho ya santi ha ya ma mmere ni amane me de court abu na asem o ba nya me na metimi me say no one ma check out after atwa na me was 63 years na me ko me ba me ma me ani akonya ni tie mpani sem because omo kan yet me record de menim ni asante amamre ni kuna ye mu se me ma no owu no firimu no wo yire no mo kan kura me yire panyin ni yama ani ade ye no ho am wo de kwa atamado me pa to ye wo ma me pomre wa fo wo opa fre asama makane amane pa na ma kire se nebusa me yire panyin ade tie die ani ade ma ba ma na no de ko ona de no so obe wale kan kura ene de wo ne nyame nsem because ene de me awale sam nya no na me ka me ntimi kire na mom me de wo mo a me ka no a me ni mo no me ma kire pusemu akase ene de wo na de ba boa ye ya de asumdue be ba no na me ka se abusa panyin chi break ade na asie abusa no nya bi abusa panyin de nti amata ade we nyina ade aba no onya ayi wa abusa no mu da nti wonim ayi no sadia ne hyehyɛ na ade ate oba panyin mu awu na ye hema wo kuro no owu a anya abusa ma na wo hene na ye busa ne sɛ ha papa no wo ka asɛm bi sɛ ye bibi abusa panyin ne begina wa busa na de na me ka to anti me ma me wu ya de to mpam ne na nsa no na to na ebe kwa akosie no ye wura me boni dia na ma sori o ti kokko so a me boni dia na mo sa ye mi su o nyansa ni kin Solomon what na this ye be by ama na sante he ma de na this ye be by na sante amamra ni amane ne so wo hina na wo hima akwa akura ye fie ne midnight ye be fie na wo sa abusua ni nyina wo na abusua panyini e wo ho na ya di sika futuro no abasra no me pa cho na sama me kan se mi chantre wo me ni me nyabo buka na otu kwa ya bofo otu wo mo ba ya na ye be ye busa sa abusia panyi wo hene where dodge maame ne wu yɛ no na ayɛ abusuapanyin yɛ akɔfa funu na ba no ka yɛ wasɛdeɛ sɛ abusuapanyin na wohwɛ ɛme yɛ de funu ba maame ɔhene bebu nsa wɔ abɛ de funu na ba efunu ne si kwan na no taa abusuapanyin wɔ nsi ha maame ne bi bia ne wɔn ma yɛ wɔ taafo akɔka kyɛ abusuafo ne wɔn suta kɔɔfo sɛ yɛn yɛ se wɔn ba wɔn nya aduane wɔn bɛ anti busa wɔn sɛ bibia ne wɔ ɛbɛba kurom ha wɔn bɛba ame mama China and for Mukram, Yama woman, and Tissa Yabusia. But we shall penny ya, then to Tumaba, Mr. Yan to from America. Obituary now, you know. Busa said, a partner of what just and Chama Blanca, you want to toss me and so. As I'm saying a bank, I want ever. And so they look at toss me and son. And not than China. Busa said, I go so for my Tiano. You move wine, and I wish I penny in them. Mammy, and more you. Papa yɛdia mama ya anya hwe yɛde abusua ne yɛde na ɛpɛ ba abusua panyi we bɛdi adeɛ ade ntoto ba abusua no enti pɛle na matena hɔ na ɔkyerɛ amamra sɛbɛsɛbɛ mɛka sɛ yɛn ya fanti amamra ne yamane yɛ de wakyea na ma yɛ abusua panyi ɔnyɛ autonomous ɔmo ni ntumi wɔ abusua ne nyinaa hyia ne awesa ɛde ahyɛ n'ano na de ɔno pɛ ɛna ɔno yɛ
mama medase mama nyame hyia me pacho you. Oh, mama, Mr. Mpacho you. Yeah, that's ma. Yeah, mama China and a kasa, you know. Yahweh will question.
Lawyer, maybe
into Koziga. We are a boss. Oh, like you need to
just to wrap up some percent make an in and say, oh, lawyer, no, you present say your originals. They be can say originals now. What the course in the BPI. Okay.
The mini question, Busana, Jiga. Now, make a say, Busan say, me patrol. See, and somehow will be cow. Or fapping panis and like, what do you want to communicate?
Oh, Madame, if I say. Sebisebio, the equation, and Nadia will be a measure so Mobushia for no. They are going to Nadia will be any time. Said will be a cassa, year, and I a pen now say, Anna, you know, I can't send me there's a bushia penny. It's a bushia penny, Sebio a chair, a movie. Okay. You know, you see Lumba, yeah, we're going to in a bush in the head as well. Okay, just a moment. If you say, enu baby ano on come back to nabusuafo no a waye omopani no na ono munna enwe de omobusua ne pese omoye ho e ma sabio nipa ba ko pe enteki decision e fise abusua de
me kakra me waka ni empress minim kwa minim say jiga oni papa shi omoye nuanom omo fi maame ba ko papa ba ko and minim say emra o ma mi wuye minka we ya me so afa chemi na basabasa yo e ba kakra in terms of make o de me kasaba we ya wetima say in terms of o ma mi yie no da ye no na den kakra mi duedue ma mi hunu ye no ene say o tweben ye busua pani e ma woni ne kasaye ama emu no be di mo ho ma mutumi ye mo ma me yie na ye memreda even though papa shi ekoye ne de eye ya wada no mutumi eni abusua pani tena se kasai ma mutumi ye yie ne memreda enti sisi an in as much as say waji atum se wunye abusua ni wunye moja na wo fi nchen na by virtue of the fact say bia woni mama kosia bempon assigned that na okay na ebi mama koso abempo ma feel say bia woni ho a ubetumi atena na nemu no wa report to her no me de kakra meka ene say munhwe na monfa eye mo support entire busua pani achi na munni na montena se na eyie na ye next week Saturday no yentumi nye emane nyefe because as it stands now no kra ni nyame anim ni say na aka na bia wa ma na no esinti wanti Lumba we ya we as a busua of Lumba ankasika abusua no betumi anya we ye we hu di bi ahwe nkolai ni ade ni esika ketwa ba no kra wo mesra ma me no kra wo mu pa ni say no eyie no eya ye unattractive say no sa sympathy na nka nkrofo wo ema eyie no eni hot say kane no areho na we ye nim se say eni ho hwe ukọ TikTok ahwese ne asebio omanfo esipe wo TikTok asebio yegu mama akosia bempoma ni mase menye sure say ye ofe pacho de America not mase and there are several times as Jiga in as much say ukasa wa ha ukasa hu brasie mu na wo kire say ope ne papa mu no there are videos bi amehu on social media one kasa wo ka ho na wo instigate confusion ni bi pacho de America not mase Ntino say mo pene papa mu a mesrewa because mo nya busuafo mo ya abonten so for me so ya abonten so ni so ka me pass me opinion what would ya wo kan wo kasa in the form of say wo kasa wa abusuana na because tie wo abusua ye moja wo no matter what it is aye ko ba mama koso abeko amenti mo wan say Faustina amenti we o me ye moja wo eje kenkanya kwan ya omo be fa so omo be san ka bom omo be ka bom na mo am wa bonten ne patro de make am to say see all I'm saying is that and na ebusia pani no ko yizika na one country we na one country we there is a committee and pay what we know every money that goes I mean him kwase yes wo kra wonya alert ni bi and into the message say me patro say ye next week interviews na ye grant no and we here kasano mi pacho kasano eya dos intimidate ahobrasie mu dia meche ni se ebe ya unya bibia maninka na mu ne ma na wofi ho ne nkasa na ye nyina ye ntan busu apani achi na mu na mu ni bom ne yenye ye why pacho ma ti wa wie medase say sebi say de wo kan omo ye busua ye de ye beboa ye ntimi chire de sebi obusua no enye potin because say mama yo kasa e obusua pani mi aba ye be suja me hwem say mama akoso abenpoma na kwa kasa Jiga misro ko jira ba bi mpo enka bibia me nkasa bi nti so no no hwe wo sakoka
oh say me ba me se Ntim na me wa
nti so no afra wa unkasa bi
more several times na mkofo afra me radio station where me catch on say me misa ma me se nipa so ma si peso obisa ma se me nkasa mpacho me nkasa because me kra me nye social media ni say obi ampo ni me fine say a ukasa ye ne ma ne nkasa me wa kan empress bisa me say ni ye yom sabi o papa no di 10 years kra na ye besie no na eda ho na echa na ye dey sie ne next year besie ne sie ne next week a Lumba kra na esie no abusua pani ni abusua ni na eti enti onko back to ni family no said de o kasa ye abonti so for no onko back to ni family no because o ka bibi say jikren a omo ye abusua mbesa ka omo abom no ya better person onko back to ni family no na ona ya busua ni na eti no no mo nkotena ase na achia emuye no mo nkototo se de be ya mo ntutu enna ede me ntimi ni side wutu ntimi ni side my family no ba omo ya busua na can decide omo ade se ye pese se ntimi me no ye ntimi nya hwe ti busua pani pe peace a de bi o ka se o pe peace a also ne wo fa se no ene ne maame mu ene ni nuanom ye de ekabom ni mi fi se asumdwe be de ebeba okay nti enna no sabusu pani oba bia no otie a sabi o ntie na me ye sure se otu sa na mo na ebeba because say anobebe ma ba de ma ba to
Arnold
share my press my mom there personally I'm tired. I've been sitting here almost 3 a.m. talking about Daddy Lumba. No baby, am I? Doesn't even matter. Almost somebody in next week, you will show more the best. Almost happy, so you will show more the best. Almost somebody in the 14th March, so you will show more the best. Almost somebody chimua because almost taken so much chimua manente. The BCBI waha.
Da, olaso.
Me the food na me two omo.
I was saying the last words.
Say that kasa. Me kasa remember also la. Na passion.
Asa mitie madam yo kasa also what the China.
Mama China.
Also mujina asa busuya penny no. Asa ni 2 minutes shut down so bia. So allegation kakro brazy say omo ye 1 2 bi ni nyina busuya penny mba.
Wamba.
Onim akanfo e wayi bi se ye wi a Monday ebuka no yam de ato aso yesiesie busua ne ntam enti ne waye bibi abe rezi me pese me busa madam ne se waye mabusua pani eye be ba komienu miensa maya wa mamu no edu se mu siesie busua ne ntam mutimi rezi ye se ye busua pani de oye ni ama o api adamant se de mbaka me ye wonti ana because ye wi a de toso ye se yesiesie busua no mu na wonye ne niam yie de wache bibi ne yaka se de on repeat enti aba mienu miasa wotimi mamutimi kan ya na ede na fe de adu Lumba yie so mu na yi ahodo abusua pani ama bi na fe na ye beka jesade na ne se wo mo sigina ye se busua pani ni gya yie no mama me bempoma no waye no no pani ba bi tena na ye nu ewu ye na ye moja asase mo ni nyina ani so na koba ne sanso a se de ye kan mo na ye mabusua ye de ye kan bi yetimi gya aka se na ya anodo abre ya ni news kura wato atwene sa na be ka kro bi anso be yi di ho afirim afi don pese mo ye se no mo ye mo na ye boa ti mo nua ana mo dehia be wi asa be bo brand sa ma mudi kakrakase idi ne so minu e kaso se Lumba tonyo mbrofo anko chema kijasen iti ade na such a legacy nipa ba kumienu binti chinchina jese de mobaya na mobaya ana e kan se ye de anya busuafo aloyafo ohoyi sebe omo jo cash mo se enko Supreme Court we court koro mo no mbeko de mo ana mo se ma de ankanya me de achemo Lumba usunko mu yo kafe na mo be didi ni din ho eso ase obi a do be kan bi obi a wase ma obesa beka a hedwa na sa hasa peja ye fere se 13th no de omo de no monye yie no omonye after no obi a person obi a Ghana fo zo bi hu me da se
Ola
I mean that perfect man.
A perfect man underscore bi ana menya akwanya ni bi me gini nyina perfect we your friend big man combo e ma o captain 2 ni ama casual 1 ni nyina 550 Ghana pe now wa fan simple na ja we dey ball life it you know so we need size to your large extra large medium extra large o private you send a full size picture the best shani adwudwi wa ma simple a perfect man and am I perfect na me don wase Empress ya me sure lawyer your question back up Pacho, was there a point during more friends interrogatories at the age of Madame Priscilla came up? Was there a point her age came up?
Thank you very much for this question. Interrogatories ye be say no during CMC time was I court no kade we shouldn't go into that area, we should leave it under cross examination na senior William Kusi offer them a line Odobroni no witness now or be testify on behalf of Odobroni Mr. Bani Akuno senior William Kusi cross examination now Odru one Obisano say Lumba started there will date Odobroni 2006 into 4 years time, that is 2010 or worry into senior year cross examination now no Odobroni no Obisan there into what was the age as at the time Lumba share Odobroni. Now when law in raise your objection say this particular question during interrogatories was side and they shouldn't answer it. Now, Senior William Kusikade, or a computer waiting answer, so, or yeah, some slight arguments. Now, this was the ruling by the court, no court in the Kade. He can choose to answer, he can choose not to answer. That was what the court said. Inti witness not answer.
Okay. But that's it. Many question all be. But the attorney say, I told you, Empress, I nya trim sem. I told you, I never bufu. Then I when you busani, unka busiaho, munya sadino. Lumba, according to my report, I'm on my now warrior almost saw no double new wine. Mr. E.T. Mensa when busani. I got an adamfo. E.T. Akono so one. Oh, busani. And then adamfo. What's all the good answer busani? The told me be a young Kobe Bedani busia. Committee or moti or more senior yana busia for. I don't know being raised or just say, when you busani, Sabi, may honorable Manqua or busani. That's all gone. Until recently, or CBA, one man is also something. And I told you, I sent back so I busied to me, you'll be said, O Casamina, Nim Casa, and I say, ABA, you near Wadaji. These things are allowed. So I in Yasa, Munya Busia phone, and Munjama Busia phone, your mother, Zigat here on your business or sign check. So what is all this hypocrisy? There's a toss to be. Miss me as Antony. Miss Mubusa Penyo Mifi.
Ufiantoa.
Mifrantoa. A patch of me bushing a penny on quite take a decision. On ye be that. Assemble of Fred bushing a penny on penny for of Fred will be at to have to be okay a tongue craft frame of Fonso. So why are we making it seem as though you say bushing a penny is supposed to be a detector or no can also be I can? No, we don't do that. Why are we making it seem so? Because you know, as the phone bill. Look, judge, a ruling, no. Or can send you even in respect to Kunayo. Or see Kunayo na ye fie man penny for. Like guide you with your penny. No one pokra media DCD as one. Yeah, with your penny energy. Hey, I'm awesome. And on the Nana Chim also says, a fear man been a name a Kuna for da. So let's not make it seem so. We have your penny now. Utimiani ope. Debbie, Utimiani ope. What the Nipa ne to obey you. It also utie nipa. And also making sure say if you know asumbiaba. Now say we are doing say media saying I'm person me see that be the problem eba. So why can't you meet your people? We must see there. Okay, me have to say. Yen say now sundum na obi amra nye say papa na chief. Why can't we do that? Why is it taking so long? Aden. Ye wi an ya say na we fa we na nya de, na fa we na nya de. Embrace. A funeral flyer no. Our cousins are almost 90. Your listed cousins are all the way to 88 or 89. Amoji there. Then Amoji. Say me din woman, and the back say ye. Empress you din won back say obi ye. Who ku be brave o Johnny. Asante for ye no. Obia will stake home. Nti me simu oku no mu making sure say me din wom na me so be akosili ku fo no makojeje ntobwa asante ye no tini ese ye festival no eye no so wakwa asante ye da nansi amami ko ye mami kura du o se ogusu ye pam no gas asante ye no ogwe no but eye sanete. The truth of the matter is that there are so many people interested in this funeral because of more benefit or more expected. Let's not hide from that fact. It's the honor should be on say any near bemos no more than more benefit the more palm pay but me per se pepper your AC and son of my bear. You can go and just help her. I didn't know pay. On God said out debut or see and something pennies and so will be man. There wasn't money who you come asa. And I'm in time. Next and then a cheese and then Empress. Me who be a or he did not chef room. You did not chef fridge for 20 years. Near Guso, Edim, Airtrain Maso. Sabi 13 feet, say ye Lumba and Kwana Museum be said. Say a MPR defense minister. Omane Boama. Charles the 13th. What is obedient? What is Abusan Phobicum?
What is Ebusia Penny being a grantee interview? What is Ebusia Penny after court ruling? Aqua could you read a TV so cassette? I just say, Akusia say, what so be patch out the air, and I say, Queen and a bem nice, so court a show some more me in ye. We have a cassette, a month for being an M-Pesa soon, Gabeba. A month for being an M-Pesa, or more person would you paying to me for. But this is the same person who has gone to create this confusion. Knowing very well, sir, court is on me even as we speak. So who is creating a problem if it's not him? You know, so yeah, say but the truth of the matter is that say ya first can to former if you to also be a classic to na say Lumba Edem na say or that fridge na say next year match. I mean as a chain Lumba any packet wa. Na Lumba any packet wa. Debut Lumba any packet wa say the next chef fridge cry for 1 year cry you say e broso.
Last week ya unanto bo say papa na chimani dina na na kan eme hu say Lumba na also the 2-3 weeks ebe ye Lumba yi
5 years cry dey koso
entino I want say to ye bo asene e ma papa ni din ye say the sabodin fata bibi
she sheni panachi ye jiga she sheni panachi ye na won say oh ewie ya ba be yin faso ba no jiga utie eye ba be yin faso ba no e be konkwara ho enkwara ne de na be ya mo eye less than 18 no how do we manage their lives before they get to 18 or even more Lumba no kwande ne NCC na chi all these things have to be factored and you pray when I mean you komika na de na si
say director ni obi ana ma oduani di say wa ma oduani bebredi o pesa o men obi o pesa o men na o say yare o oduani ni
anasa o be dakra
no fa wa ye o papa say didi
etimi de mistre jigai me de mistre
pani pepi say onko back onko back to ni family no say do kan no o na menua ma mu de we de say nya bibia no on fa yie ento ba bia yie ewo asumdue beba Lumba yie be kra be hwe abusia pani ni din to park no wa ko be mani din fufuro
our match na week
oh me ma miss match I mean to me make us next week
oh okay
me finally me de man
oh say me ma me baby o gina na hona na
meja nti ni nwa na okay nti
baby o ba me
Julia Abacho don't respond finally
yes because I'm Asante Force no Ola Asante Force
Empress the tiani say a year ba itimi you see no the CC fee nti obi wo ho a na yi to fie a opese okoye fie ekoye yi na fie ade SN yes piska ba be ye ne fa yi no mankoye ye ne sa asumdie ni fie timi fa yi so e de CC ma asumdie ba nsan ne aye yi it has become obvious say asumdie ni fie mumie use this opportunity no and for create asumdie no fie na se busu ni nyina ka bo nso mo ye yi ne be efe obi ntimi nka nkyere se na maya medini kra ne din ye debim na yin kra manfo abre enye no kre amanfo bi amre
ulaminchawa no na dade so abahene on pa kuso hene abetna obe 2 times ama na dade so abahene try say like obesiesi o montem say de o kan say aye timi ba e de nka bomi e de eba ni na abusu apani anko hwe abusu apani na e kan sembi abusu apani eye ba mumisa ne say Lumba ofri pakusu ni nsuta like pakusu fo ebiti nsuta na mumisa ne say wako se nsuta ne yia wakobo na mane na mumisa ne say wakobo pakusu na e ka bibisa amamre asase na yesie nipa oso no enye busu apani na otumi wo so please
Obapa is too much.
Why is too much? O person dey on
assign asase ebesie Lumba wo 70/70 ewo ho misinformation about
the new ba ne kanu
challenge before you
no the new ba ne kanu want to be wasum enye so yente obi fon so na obekan yo o si o mebo pa ko so na ma
you on ko si eye
empress pato okay na say on ko se because pa ko so hin kwa busu
ye na suku si on ko si o yin
on ko si pa ko so hin aye on ko si nsutan na ye enra na me ma me mo ko nsutan no enka wenye maame na adwuma eye busua pani ne fem ene wo busua pani ade o so adwuma o so wo ye wonsan o sina pukita wo fasifo ibi omudu atu akose o hene na yie saa na ese wo busua pani na nya busua pani a aye beba o hene a wo ho no sabi o pa koso hene ne wo fasa na ne na ne lumba indi se bibia kro ho a kaya beina bi tutu ebi kro ha mo be na nkabo mo onko se pa koso hene sesi ne mama chana e mama chana no ne maame na na yo hema sesi na o ka ni 30 minutes o se busua pani mpo mese pa koso hene yie onko se ntuta hene yie enti ade na o se yo akosi na yie moreover wo so ntipo mo unfri ho ade na o se akosi na yie
and then Yankopon ya adoma
obi ni mo obi kire busua pani
Calvary Temple, me pacho 5 p.m. More than a song, Mama Americansa. The program now, every year, no, a coso a year at 5 p.m. Me sure Bomodian say, oh, baby, 5 night year, did you make the so Empress, me will be. And that's your Obapa Christie birthday on the 7th of December. Obapa Adriactione, my birthday. Yema awoda pa yesi nyame hira na onye wo kese na me cho say Tuesday ya ebe so de eye no ko fine washing powder lunch no koso I no ko see you ba komia me ni me am tia na me no kasa me to sa afro me pa chop matete omunu so bra na betu bi wate washing powder na matete so eti bra na betu bi na kona cotton I oton so benya fa so oba ntemo a benya discount no because after opening no na chese be call back to the regular price no it is strong on the 9th of December ni day ekwan eda ho ma say obeto bi na akoto lawyer yapon wo bibi can
very short nyame kan say Lumba and semi by who say nipa ateki size and a team Odobroni na team Amesewa and all of those things. The entire Ghana for a yes man is because Obifa warrior no the accord to tone or no nabra boa na warrior who no fee say the same. A lawyer for a entire case your back say 2 divorces be anywhere a yepe. And to send your fee so be dear tiano and send your wood dear tiana. And yet necessarily sana obedient. And on some now medical dia court and it may be totally different from near wunim and near woodjin. And you good say ebi obetie ebi a wote in media mu ana bibi na eno nkoa no dia ye wadwen na bia udidi obi atema na wo feel say because unya opportunity na examine fast ni nyina to be able to come out with the truth. And yen try ni enya side no. Ni enya edidi atem all the time. Ubeti na we di we atem we di and when I say ebeboa yen nyina my muni nyina. And na ni twa to eno ola kan minim se no kwese ebusuampanyi kan but se ebusuampanyi fi se I was a Mr. Wabe Pacho and Sana Yayeno Kuna. And yet, Mr. I also could kind judgment in you because God court in his channel. Say, my Mr. Why a kuna. Now, make sure, say, on any mamma could see Odobru or my yakuna for. And and only Pebia say. Obeka say I just say bi obi be patch or na saa nyoma no eno de onyin film anya saa etimi holding for contempt enti no me de kakra ameka no me I'm hoping say nyame ncha de senior judgment ni si call no at least my money nyina anya a fair idea of near copy court na ni ntia ruling na eba senior esi bae.
Medase na nyame yaduma next week on the 14th December a Praise Achievement Award we a gospel for yedini and text anyway near ye GH anyway yankasa so ye DNA intimacy of 14th our Royal House Chapel ahinsie 4 p.m. near the Jumedian ashe so afimu nyina last year wajuma wo ye nyina yebo abaso asase so a eye Emma edwuma na wo ye ni yie ntime so si a nominate wa post no bi koje awado ambeka say na me deserve aka ye hododo enti nyame ya mbe ye tim bia wa ha no se me ka kire mo eye 14th ya ebe mon dress so na mon fa mo ho enhye nyame animunyam cancel run up your pon where they keep to heavy.
Rounding up, there was this information there, so we had videos and we couldn't submit it to court. Now we didn't have it. It was after the judgment now. Obey. If we had it, definitely we wouldn't have hidden it and can submit. So that's what I would say. Yeah. So thank you very much, and I would thank my senior William Kosi for giving me this opportunity. In fact, I speak on his behalf. In Tianyo and I wouldn't. Yeah, so thank you all. It's been great listening.
Council and then me makeup no mama me man shout out Pokes_beauty_heaven or no ye me name no edemam and the matter is socials_fashion or no na o mame atare eshe ehwinde me no mudin sika at all. But Pokes and a fixie no edi mame nyame adom baby a yedi program ne ebe abedru ni ya bo 3am yeda mo amojebre mo hweye na mutie ye yeda obibia se team liga ene team odobroni yeda obibia se ene yenya powerful lawyers ena ye papa ebe kan ye ho daddy nana nyame inshira onyo kese say yama watna say abote jiga oni mama China nyamisha ani so bibia da sende ye besanso Asia medi ede Empress gifting me producers Obimpe ene Isaac executive producer Dr. Father Dixon ene Esquire Kennedy or say Yankopoisha MCR4 any cameraman for me see on the 12th I Friday way no a blue bar will Kumase a just so me pacho 9 a.m. near the Jumedie no asheshe so it's pacho Kumase me ankasa me ba hono bra a blue bar and a ye bia no a restaurant come eduani bia wudi bia chem bana be have a taste of it a blue bar ye bia on the 12th of December. I can't wait to see you in Kumasi. That's an so Asia. Mikunu aibe michiao. Ya kramo. Ya po.